Didn't expect y'all to fucking show up like that. God damn. Fucking, I got one little thumbs up, so I was like, holy shit. Within yeah, it's gonna be a weird stream, Charles. But I have some stuff I want to talk about, and I'm working on a video. It's about mental health, but I started watching some asshole, quite frankly. Started watching some asshole, and well, actually, no, let me set things straight. Because he's not an asshole, I feel really badly for this person. The thing is what I'm doing is watching YouTube videos on 2x speed and taking notes while speedrunning Dark Souls 3, and I thought this is something that we can actually do on stream. My phone is dead, so I can't cam yet. When Dark will be up and he's gonna... Yeah, you're right. It's at 2% right now, so once it gets to like 15, I'll just leave it plugged in and I'll turn the camera on. I apologize for that. This is not going to be a super comfortable stream, and if it's not your thing, just like honestly, like go. Like don't waste your time on it, because the video is not going to dwell on it too much. But this person is like actually very unwell, and he's giving advice to young men, and I am actually frankly a little angry about it. But as long as I'm doing this, I figure it made sense to like just do it while streaming. Because I intend to go through all his videos. I think he only has 12, and I've watched 3, and I'm going to restart the 3rd one. But it's going to give me an opportunity to pause and talk, which will leave kind of initial impressions that I can look through and like think more about as I continue writing the script. Like the stream, please. Also, so you know, if this isn't your thing, then like I do not hold that against you. I'm also literally just speedrunning, so I'm starting and stopping and starting and stopping. I feel that I've had recent changes with my phone. Yeah, well, yeah, that's probably true. I literally just didn't realize it was dead, or I'd have fucking plugged it in. I went to turn it on, and I was like, oh, fuck. Okay. So, yeah, it's shitty, but it is what it is. I'm just dealing with it. So, I'm probably going to turn the music off. I use it at night when I sleep. I'm gonna just start playing this shit, and like, first of all, I guess I don't know some of the alignments because we've never dug into this stuff, and it's stuff that I'm interested in. It's my stream, so it's something that if I decide I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. But my focus was mental health. This actually has more to do with like masculinity and men specifically, and I'm very deeply bothered by some of this stuff. So I want to highlight right now, this person doesn't think women are people. He doesn't say that, and I guarantee you he doesn't think he thinks that, but it's very obvious the way he speaks. He's also suffering from like a severe amount of trauma. The reason I'm interested in this, and this is going to make an appearance in the actual video about mental health, is because this man is a slave to roles that he feels like he needs to embody or has been assigned specifically as far as being a man goes. So again, if this isn't your thing, you know, dip. The video will be much less painful. But I am gonna just go ahead and fucking start it. And the gameplay, I'm literally just now learning the speedrunning route for this, and I might even switch to Halo just for funsies. But like, because the gameplay is not the focus here. Also, his video is literally just Fortnite game. Well, it's not Fortnite. It's fucking something. I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's just gameplay footage. So I'm not putting it up on screen. So I'm just gonna fucking start it. Like the goddamn stream, you fucking degens. Jesus. Okay, I'm just gonna start it.
I
Y'all have to tell me if the audio is unbalanced too.
am the king of missed opportunities. As you might know, if you've been watching my last couple videos,
And
I am
I watch things on two times speed. I'm ADHD as fuck. I'm gonna turn it down to 1.5, but I'm not going lower than that because I don't have all fucking day, you know.
old cell, bald cell, 35.
This is 1.5
with my dad. Never had a girlfriend. Have no friends, pretty much. I'm just a total loser, and it's at this point it's over for me. But I am pretty tall, and
Can I tell you also, if you find yourself talking about yourself like this, which is part of what made me interested in what I wanted to talk about, because this does happen in my community. If you find yourself talking about yourself like this, something's wrong. This is not normal. You don't deserve to like treat yourself this way.
and back in high school for a very brief moment in time, maybe just like 2 years or 1 or 2 years, I was a pretty good looking guy, and I actually got approached by girls a few times. It happened. I got approached by girls, not frequently, but I did get approached every now and then. The problem was due to my crippling social anxiety and being just super high inhibition.
So I'm extremely confident that he's correct when he says he has social anxiety. He tried to self-diagnose himself with Asperger's. I'm not a fucking doctor, but that doesn't seem to be the case. The problem is, he makes claims like he doesn't blame society, but he very much does, which is on its own fine. There are like sociological things to talk about there. There are like actual problems specifically that affect men. Although people who say that then tend to go on to say some like unhinged shit that I don't want to endorse. So don't fucking get that shit twisted, you know what I mean? But yeah, there are specific problems we can talk about. The problem is that he wants it to be everybody else's fault. And he's also not willing to give himself credit for being mentally ill, dog. Like, fucking go see a therapist. You know? Like, it doesn't have to be this way.
I was never able to capitalize on any of my opportunities. And in fact, I blew every opportunity I ever got just spectacularly. I'm talking just spectacularly. So today what I wanted to do is tell you the story of perhaps my greatest, most pathetic missed opportunity. And this happened, well, let's get right into it. So this happened back in, I think it was in the 10th grade, maybe 11th grade. And it was basically, this was like right at the beginning of me starting to become actual, I guess I was kind of like Chad Light. I don't know.
He uses these fucking words too. Chad Light, it doesn't mean anything. If people start speaking like this, you have my fucking permission to not listen to them anymore.
I was done growing, so I was about 6'2", the same height I am now. And I had a full head of hair, and I had good hair. I had, before this, kind of messy shoulder-length hair, which looked okay, I guess. But then I got kind of a fancy haircut.
I fucked that up so bad. I'm learning.
Like $30. And man, that was
everybody should see a therapist. I'm gonna actually turn the game down. Everybody needs to fucking see a therapist. Everybody could fucking benefit from that. Nobody is exempt from that. That doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. And actually, again, it specifically seems to be like a male-centric issue that we're not fucking capable of, like, treating it as, like, a normal thing. Because it is a normal thing. It's okay to need help. And everybody needs help, okay? Which is one of the big things that I intend to impress. I just, it's okay to fucking ask, for Christ's sake. And if that seems obvious to you, I want you to know that it's not obvious to most people, specifically, again, men. I don't know if you know this, but, like, I'm one of those, and I know a lot of those, and, you know, some things, there are some constants, some through lines, and they're not inherent, which this person seems to think they are. He's very much obsessed with that kind of, that line of thinking, that things are the way they are, and they're stuck this way. I have to start over because it's not going to work. The guy sounds exactly like someone I was friends with until he said he wanted a 14-year-old girlfriend because, yeah, okay, well, this is what I'm talking about, though. Is like, this behavior leads to some fucking degenerate shit. And I'm like, first of all, I use that word as a joke, because to some people it's a very obvious dog whistle. It's an obvious dog whistle for me, but I use it as a joke. He's not degenerate, that's not a thing. But like, yeah, this type of person, you get some fucking silly wants and beliefs out of them. I guess I'm playing a boy, fuck me, whatever.
Total bald self, but
bold cell. Come on, man. When you're talking about yourself that way, something's wrong. That's not a thing. Like, fuck, man.
Years old. I think actually had to, I don't know, I'm 15 or 16. So this happened in driver's ed class. So the way this class was, it actually wasn't even in a classroom because my school, I think I mentioned this before, my school was like in a really old building and the number of students had like outgrown the size of the school. So we were having classes sometimes not even in a regular classroom. So this class, driver's ed, was taking place in the field house, which was basically like, it was pretty much like the locker room / gym for the football team. Anyways, they just threw a couple of tables in there and some folding chairs. And so us students, we just all sat around the tables. And for the most part, it was actually more like a study hall. Like we did fill out some like worksheets and stuff pertaining to driving because this was driver's ed. But for the most part, we just kind of stood around or sat around the table. And it was just, you know, free time. You could talk. You could just sit there like me or, you know, do whatever you want. So anyways, this one girl that she sat kind of like across, I guess she was pretty much right across the table from me. And I didn't really talk to her at all. She didn't really talk to me, but she was always part of the conversation with kind of like the rest of the people that are also sitting around us. And I was maybe included in conversation every now and then, but again, back in those days, I had such bad social anxiety. If someone said something to me, I would respond with one-word answers, or I would just nod my head, shake my head, or shrug my shoulders. Like, it was, I could basically not talk. I don't know why. I was pretty much mute. But, I mean, I do know why, because I was
so stupid. Holy shit.
I was scared to say anything. And that's hard to understand if you don't understand it. That's how it is as a extremely
well,
high
he says,
male.
okay,
that's just how it is for an extremely high individual male, and it sucks. But anyways, so this girl,
he specifies,
like, she's, I mean, total Stacy.
He specifies, he chooses to specify male because he doesn't think women are people. And he says that, I don't know if it was this one because I kind of missed it. So I'll go back over this, Colton. This might not be something you're into. That's what I said at the opener, is like, this might not necessarily be something everybody's comfortable with, but I was doing a research stream. No, I was doing research on my own. I was taking notes, and I was like, because I wanted to do uh, I'm working on a video specifically about mental health because a lot of the people in my community are like suffering on some level. Not everybody is, but some people are. And I just went through a lot too. This year's been very hard for me. And in doing that, I started to listen to some other people. I was looking for examples of certain things, and I found this channel. And this channel really is like like it's like stuck in my craw. Like it's really bothering me. And I'm out here listening to it on well, I was 2 times speed. I slowed it down for chat. But hey, how you doing, Cyphinx? This might not be something you're super interested in. But like bear with me. If you are, you're welcome to say. But I'm sitting here listening to this person who's just like so painfully fucking absorbed in so I'll give a very simple example because I'm being cautious about the words I use because I don't want to alienate anybody in my audience who might see something and determine it to be political and therefore not interesting to them or somehow, you know, I'm trying to be careful with my language. What I will use as an example is first of all, he doesn't think women are people. He refers to them as Stacy. Yes, he's one of those people. But he's talking about how women are the people in what's that fucker's name? Plato's cave with the shadows, right? And it's so strange because it's so clear that he's the one living in that cave and that everything he believes is severely disconnected from reality. So as I'm sitting here listening and rage note taking and also feeling deeply sympathetic for this person, I thought I may as well be streaming it because I'm literally practicing the Dark Souls 3 speedrun route, which I'm brand new to, so I'm shit. I'm like really bad at it. But I may as well stream. It also will have act as a recording that I can look back into and you know, see my own thoughts on it in a way that works better for my brain than just note taking. So that's what no, he calls himself a bald cell. Like unironically calls himself a bald cell. Howdy, by the way, happy Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Awareness. Isn't this such a good month to be doing exactly fucking this though? Because it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, which is we're doing this. I'm really constructing a video that I'm pretty proud of so far. But this is somebody who's suffering specifically because of his relationship with masculinity. So that's what I want to talk about because I feel like I actually have a lot of experience with that. So there's some things to touch on here. And actually, as far as like the queer folk go, it's very relevant as well, I think. Because it's hard not to talk about that actually when you're talking about some issues with certain fuckboys, if you will. See, I'm very vague in my language, and I need to be more assertive because it's my stream. As I get more comfortable, I will be. Like the stream, you fucking pricks. Holy shit. Thank you. And like I said, Cyphinx, thank you. I'm glad you're here. And I guess we'll just carry on. Fuck it.
Blonde hair. I don't know if y'all's schools were like this, but at my school, every year, everyone in each grade would vote for 3 girls in their grade to basically be the homecoming court. And I don't know exactly what it meant, but these 3 girls that were voted for would all walk out at halftime during the homecoming game. And it was like 3 girls from each grade in the school, right? And you would vote on girls in your own grade. Anyways, I'm just saying all that to say that this blonde-haired Stacy that sat across from me in driver's ed, every single year she was voted as one of the girls for our homecoming court. So that just shows she must have been one of the 3 hottest girls.
Okay, so let's fucking talk about that. Holy shit. So no, that's not how anything works, and any healthy person knows that, right? Do I need to explain that to you? That social connection plays a role there, and that it's very, very illustrative of the way that he thinks. He said he thinks he has Asperger's. He did this whole fucking diatribe about how he thinks he has Asperger's, but he is already 35, so he's not interested in getting diagnosed. Obviously, this is fucking borderline retarded behavior. No, absolutely fucking not. That's not how that works. You actual fucking come on, man. But you begin to wonder if he isn't correct. And I'm not punching down or making a joke here, because maybe that is what's going on with him. I was going to say maybe that's the problem. I wouldn't phrase it as a problem, and I think part of the problem is that he would sincerely take a diagnosis like that as some kind of mark against him or some kind of problem. No, it's not how it works. I have crippling fucking ADHD, like crippling, like really fucking painful the way it damages my ability to do certain things. But like, I'm not bad. I'm not broken. Like I'm fine the way I am. You know, you make certain concessions in your life and you do your best to like work around what slows you down or stops you. Or you learn to accept yourself, right? Like These are important lessons. This man doesn't seem to be, at least in his present state, capable of that kind of behavior. Um, but really thinking that people voting basically what amounts to a popularity contest, which I would argue is unhealthy and a school shouldn't be doing anyway. But that is basically what he's describing. But arguing that that is somehow like, and he hasn't said it yet. He calls it an objective method of like testing how hot they are. No, 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 no. You're like so fucking like Coomer brained, like to use your fucking shitty like dialect. Like this is not how real life works, my friend. It's just not. It's gonna be very hard pausing, unpausing, talking, and reading chat while trying to fucking do this. I apologize. It just really, it's bothersome because he's speaking to an audience. He's speaking to an audience that's larger than my fucking audience, which is not like me, like, this is not an issue. My audience is fantastic the way it is. That's not the problem here. The problem is that I don't like the idea that he's passing these ideas along to, like, first of all, it's fucked up, and as difficult as it is to define masculinity already, I really don't like the idea that this guy is taking on some of that burden. It really bothers me.
3 hottest girls in my entire class, and that's according to voting by the rest of our classmates. So, I mean, that's about as objective as you can get.
No, because they were not voting on whether or not they were hot. And the fact that you think that is, like, again, illustrative of the problem.
On a person's attractiveness. So she sits across from me, and again, we don't even really talk to each other, okay? And I'm not gonna say she never talked to me. She possibly like had said some words to me at some point. I can't fully remember, but here's what I do remember. I do remember the moment when she basically threw herself at me. I'm not, no lie, she basically threw herself at me, and I just completely fumbled it. Like I didn't even realize what was happening. So here's how.
I want you to remember this terminology. He refers to it as a fumble.
Table,
I want you to remember that.
For me. All of a sudden, I feel her foot like starts rubbing my leg. Like she reached her foot under the table and she started kind of like using her foot to caress my calf up and down.
I'm fucking this up so bad.
I was just like, what the?
Ah!
I didn't know what was happening. I was like, what the hell? I kind of looked.
No, I fucked it up so bad.
Like, staring at me, giving me a seductive look. Like, no lie, this was the weirdest thing that had ever happened to me. Like this kind of thing. This kind of thing doesn't happen to most guys ever, as far as I know, and it was happening.
That's not true.
Like, what is going on?
This is actually not an uncommon experience that he's describing.
The thing is, though, I was really confused to the point that I didn't really pick up on that this was her trying to flirt with me or give me a sign or anything, right? And I'm so retarded. I mean, just picture this. This girl is like staring at me seductively, rubbing my leg with her foot under the table, and I didn't pick up on it. So she keeps doing that. I look at her and she's staring at me. It's making, I feel awkward. And in my head at the time, I was just thinking, well, she's just joking around. She's just trying to be funny or whatever. Because I don't know. I guess that's just. And the thing is, she wasn't really the kind of person. Like she didn't seem like the kind of person that had like that weird sense of humor or that she was joking around a lot. So. But
doesn't matter. I fucked it up so fucking bad.
There's no way this is her coming on to me. She's just joking around. Maybe she's even making fun of me. So eventually.
This dude seems like he's not very smart or like a good person. Is it just me? Let me respond actually to that as succinctly as I can. Ontological evil isn't a thing, first of all. So like this person is hurt. This person has unaddressed mental health issues. So look. Here, okay, so let's just fucking talk about why it's making me so mad and why I was like, okay, well, if I'm sitting here and I have this much to say, I should just be streaming. This man talks about how he really wanted to do YouTube and that just wasn't working, and now this is his new channel and he feels like people are more responsive. Here's the problem. This is a very short pipeline into, like, grift territory, right? This is a very, very... I'm going to keep that in mind. It's important to remember that you're a minor, actually, so I need you to, first of all... No, it's my responsibility. Don't worry about it. I'll keep that in mind going forward, actually. I'm glad you told me that. Actually, let me address you specifically. It scares me that people like you, as young as you, might listen to this and feel something reflected back at them that that they feel. They hear their suffering, like, voiced, like, given voice. Sorry I'm late. I was fighting the father of the best and he kicked my ass. Yeah, he has a habit of doing that. I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably my worst fight in that game. This is not a super happy stream, Welty. I'm watching some content that I disagree with intensely. I don't need to say more than that because I've gone over this like 6 times now. It scares me, Cy thinks, that this might be something that you somebody like you or your age might listen to and like resonate with. The issue, I don't care how you talk, whatever, that's what you mean. No, what I mean is, well, that's kind of why I paused and didn't get deeper into it, is because I don't actually have anything to say, except that I've been sitting around thinking, I suspect one person in particular is a minor in my Discord, and I need to add rules to protect that person. That's something I was already thinking. And then to hear you say it, I go, okay, well, here's a whole nother person then. So it's just something I have on my mind. I want to be responsible with this community, and yeah, I just want to be responsible as far as things like NSFW sections go, which we don't have and will not have, and stuff like that. um I'm trying to reorganize myself here because that's that fucking ADHD for you. But he's already found more success with this channel, and there's a reason for that, and it's because it resonates with certain people. But this very quickly becomes a grift, because this is not a happy person. When somebody is as unhappy as this person is, this is not the person you need to be taking advice from. This is whatever they're selling, it's not working for them. That should always be your first litmus test for anything like this. Always. It is the thing that they're trying to sell me something that's working for them? This is very obviously not. He's miserable. All he does is talk about how fucking miserable he is. That's why it upsets me, because I suspect, with the quality of the videos that he's put together, and his personality, and his ability to really speak the language of Black Pill subreddits, and his ability to really address the people that might resonate with this content, that he's probably going to find some success with this. I wouldn't be surprised to see he breaks 1,000 subscribers in a couple of months here. That wouldn't surprise me if he's consistent in the way that he is with video output. And it's very quick to monetization after 1,000 subscribers, and from there it's very quick to just continue saying whatever and taking no responsibility for any of it. That really bothers me. That really gets under my fucking skin. Okay. It feels like he's preying upon young people, which really fucks me off. It feels like he's reinforcing things that I fucking hate, that I really dislike. And again, I've been very careful with my language up to this point. At some point, I'm just going to have to like embrace myself and stop doing that, because it's the only way I'm going to be coherent in making my points. The way masculinity is taught to us, I can actually only specifically speak about white kids because that's my only perspective. But the way fucking masculinity is taught to white kids specifically, right, sucks. It's super fucking awful. It only serves to hurt people, which is this weird thing. They get into this space where it's like they're trying to weaken men or take away from men. I don't know if any of you actually exist in these spaces, working alongside men, working with groups of men, but no, the only people who are being hurt is the way we treat each other, is the way, like, being gay is just fucking dangerous. Being like queer in any capacity is fucking dangerous around groups of men. Even if individually those men might understand or have ideas that lend themselves to like, accepting or just loving people the way they are, the more men you add to that pool, the less likely it is that those things get expressed, because we tend to like quash each other's ideas, like really in an intense way that really is very bothersome. I heard somebody say something today, and it's going to be included in the video later, that whoever put Men's Mental Health Awareness Month in the same month as Pride Month knew exactly what they were fucking, like, they were fucking cooking with that one. Like, for real. Like, really. Because the two things are interlocked and interconnected in a way that you can't separate them from. You're born taught certain expectations of who you are and who you should be, and they're taught so early that you think of them as a default. They become the default where anything else is compared directly to those things. This is natural, this isn't. You understand? And it creates this like air where you can't question certain things, and it doesn't even occur to certain black pill people to even begin questioning this thing. This is what I was saying earlier about, oh, the Stacys are looking at shadows on the wall. Dog, you're looking at shadows on the wall. You're shadow boxing the shadows on the wall. You understand? I'm not being super coherent here, and I apologize for that. As I'm writing, it's taking better form, and I'm going to be able to express myself in a video format a lot more effectively. But men are the most cowardly group of people I have ever met. I can say that very extremely confidently. Like, groups of men are easily the most cowardly group of people, like people you can put in a room together. Terrified of ever being caught doing or saying the right thing. You know what I mean? You're always meant to like abide by standards that don't make sense. I mean, like, even the way women are sexualized, specifically the way men talk to each other about that kind of thing, is like things that one-on-one you wouldn't say to another person. I wouldn't sit, Kevin's in here all the time, so I'm going to use him as an analog because a lot of you know him and he's somebody I know personally and that I sit down and talk face to face with. I would never talk to him about like explicit like fucking women and things like that. You know what I mean? And again, I know there are minors, I apologize, but I think that the point is, see, this is what I was talking about. I need to be careful with my language and I apologize for that. But that's not something that you would just sit down and like have a face-to-face conversation. But the more men you add to the group, the more normalized that becomes. The more like, and you just shut up. You don't stop other people from doing it because it's like, hey, so like, can like that girl like exist? Can she just like exist in this space without us doing this to her? Is it okay for us to fucking like it's really bad, man. It's really fucking bad. I've rambled long enough. No, you don't need to leave Sci-Finks. I just need you to understand that the things that I'm talking about are particularly mature, and that I am not an authority to you, and that you need to take everything that I say and you need to analyze it. You first of all, you need standards of evidence, which I can't teach you, but you need to like rigorously put them through standards of evidence and make sure you believe the things that you're hearing if for some reason you choose to repeat them, rather than just like taking things people are saying to you and repeating them. Okay, with adults, with like grown ass fucking adults, like I know Kio's here, I know Divine's here, I see Welty here. With grown ass fucking adults, I don't need to explain this to them. I expect them to understand this, that I am not the like an authority. I can make persuasive arguments. I feel like I have a lot to say, even though again I haven't been entirely coherent here. I really haven't, and I apologize for that. But you need to be when talking about topics like this, even if it's somebody you trust. You need to be extremely. This is the ADHD working against me again. You need to really rigorously test the things that are being said to you. Charles, that's right. I'm sorry, Charles. My bad. listen to what people have to say from your. That's what I'm saying. You can take things on board, but you need to form your own opinion. And this is what scares me about people like this: is people who resonate with this aren't going to hold this up. They're not going to be interested in the things that I have to say. Their ears are shut off. They don't care because they've already been sold something that makes sense to them and makes it easy to blame everyone else. And it really scares me how very deliberately the language that these people use dehumanizes women. It really scares me. I don't like it. It really bothers me. Okay, and I'm doing that thing now too. And this is so apparently I have more to say. I was gonna like try to stop on this diatribe, but like I am doing the thing that I'm accusing other people of doing. I'm doing it right now. And that is being nervous about the language that I'm using rather than just being bold enough to do what I know is right. And what I know is right is to just like defend women without being nervous about saying that out loud, that it's going to paint me a certain way or make you think about me in a certain way. Let's try this again, actually, like on that note, now that I've acknowledged that. Sexualizing women is like fine. It's sexualization's okay. Like that's normal. It's natural. It's like whatever. But like when you have like one female coworker and every time she leaves the room, somebody's talking about something that you know goddamn well they ought not be talking about and that it's not okay, and then nobody fucking stands up and fucking says a goddamn thing about it. I've literally never worked in a workplace where that didn't happen. That is the normal. That is the normal. And I am guilty of keeping my fucking mouth shut while it's happening. I am completely guilty of that behavior. And I've grown deeply impatient with it as I become more frustrated by it and have stopped just letting that happen. I need to be braver in my language. I can't fucking preach at you about these things and then be fucking nervous about the way that I'm speaking. Everything you said I understood completely. I can tell you you're a good person and stuff like that, and I take stuff with a grain of salt, and I always go with my gut and know others, but I will also always listen. Here's the thing. Also, I'm going to critique that just a little bit. And again, do exactly what you just said you were going to do. Take this with a grain of salt as I say it, but I mean this sincerely. You don't need to listen to everybody. There are entire groups of people where you can say, you people are fucking psychotic, and I don't need to bring anything you have to say on board. It is perfectly okay to do that. It is perfectly okay to go, I don't know, neo-Nazis, for example. There's no need to listen to these people. You don't need to entertain their ideas. You don't need to debate these people. You can. That's fine with me, but you don't need to. There's no need to take these flat earthers. If they're trying to explain to you why the earth is flat, you don't actually need to take any of that on board. It's perfectly okay to just go, okay, you're like off your fucking nut. Sorry, not on. Okay. Shit. I didn't fucking mean to do that. And I think I want to move to Halo. And also I know a lot of people, minors a lot, will say bad stuff about women and think it's okay. It's not. That is, first of all, this is really great. This is a fantastic thing you just said. People think Brawlhalla is better than Melee. People don't let that. Ah, hey, okay, Keo, speak my fucking language now. Actually, Keo, you want to fucking grind Melee? Maybe that would be better. You trying to grind Melee just while I listen to this? The camera, let's check. 15%. We're getting there. I'm going to turn the camera on soon. What you just said, Syphinx, is very important because it's actually easier to say in your position at your age. As you get older, I want you to know that these systems get harder to navigate. They're more calcified and they're harder to break and they're harder to navigate. And sometimes you just need the fucking job. Sometimes you just fucking need the goddamn job and there's nothing you can do about it. You don't get to leave because they're behaving in a way that's inappropriate and you have no power over it. Like, that's just what it is, dude. Like, it's a lot worse. And this is something that bothers me is the way, see, this guy sells reality as something that's terrible and he does the doomerism thing, he does all this shit. And I find that completely fucking unacceptable. And the reason I say that now in this moment is because I don't want you to hear what I just said and think that that's what I'm saying. That things get worse when you get older. That's not true. That is not true. Certain things get harder. But you need to be brave enough to continue doing what you just did. What you just did with that comment, you need to be brave enough to continue doing that. Welty, family is the worst when it comes to following other people's opinion. I'm guilty of this. Yes, for fuck's sake, Welty. You're fucking on it, dog. So, first of all, I don't call myself a hypocrite. I've abided by the same fucking behavior that I just defined as bad. That doesn't make me a hypocrite. It makes me weak in certain scenarios. You're allowed to be wrong, and you're allowed to work on yourself. You don't need to self-deprecate that way. And it's something I addressed. You said something in the Discord, and I said I reject that framing. This is what I'm talking about. You do not need to fucking take yourself down this way. There's no need to do that. You're okay the way that you are. It's okay to recognize you did something wrong and then just do better. It can be that easy. It doesn't need to be painful. Sometimes it can be painful. Sometimes it is painful, and that's okay too, but it doesn't need to be that way. What did Keo say? I missed it. Also, a good thing to remember, coworkers aren't friends, for fuck's sake. Some of them are. Some of them will be, but like, coworkers as a rule are not your fucking friends. I've actually went through this with my ex. I won't dwell on this too much, but she used to say that a lot. I don't want to be friends with anybody. And you go, okay, but you're an extremely isolated and lonely person. Like, you need to try to make those connections. Every human being needs it. This fucking guy sure needs it. I'm on the verge of fucking, like, DMing this motherfucker and be like, hey, so, like, you need a friend? Like, bro, it's not as bad as you're out here making it out to be. For fuck's sake, man. But, like, as a rule, that's absolutely true. You don't need your coworkers to like you. That's not something that needs to happen, and it's not something you should invest in. I'm going to switch to Melee. Give me a second. I'm going to switch scenes in OBS. Loud music inbound. I apologize. Do I have a microphone? I do have a microphone on this one. I apologize if the audio adjusted. I deleted Melee. I deleted Melee, and I don't think I can redump the ROM. I think Melee is just, like, gone now. Hang on. I didn't mean to. I'm going to see if I can fix it. Give me a second here. Oh, fuck me, man. Okay, hang on. Fuck. Ah! Alright. Oh, look at all that. I just want to say that about my friend. And it pains me to have an amazing friend who happens to be a female and it aggravates the hell out of me to hear it. That's a really good impulse. Bro, I fucking deleted Melee. It's gone. It's gone. I can't get it. If I heard someone say that about my friend, I think I'd lose my cool. Was also lucky enough to be raised in a great household and raised right. I'm really happy for you, Sphinx, and don't let go of that. It's really important. Why would it pin you for having a good female friend? I think he's saying that it hurts him. Wrong wording, pays me. Yeah, exactly. No, I understood at least. Melee, that's not Melee because she's my best friend. My bad on that. No, I understood. Well, I don't know what else to do. I might just fucking go speedrun Halo or go back to speedrunning Dark Souls 3. What the fuck am I supposed to do, dog? To be honest, I don't have any friends that aren't on Discord. I try to... Okay. I hear what you're saying, Welty, and actually making friends is very difficult right now for a lot of people. You are not alone, but there are solutions. Things do get better. And I can offer some of those solutions. I mean, first of all, you like video games, yeah? Guess, well, there are fucking games workshops, dog. Not games workshops, but like game stores where people organize and play things that you like, things that you're interested in. Really and truly, you need to take the step to actually go out and like find people. It's really important. It's really, I know it's not easy either. To be honest, being a miner in this current generation is so scary. I agree. I have a lot of hope for this generation of miners. I listen to them speak. I see the things they say and they believe. Some of it's fucking unhinged, but I think they're allowed to do that, right? Did you not fucking believe psychotic things a little bit? Broadly, the way that they speak is like amazing. And I would hold Cyphinx up here as an example of that. I'm really impressed with some of the things that he's said. No, Kiel, do me a favor, buddy. Go to the link in the Melee thing and tell me what you see. Not that I would ever download it from there. I, of course, dump my own ROMs. But theoretically, if I were going to do that, I think you'll see something. Can you email? Can you? I don't know. There's a solution. We'll just have to talk about it. I just don't think I can, like, fucking fix it right now. Yeah. Follow the link and try to do the thing that you're asking me to do. Also, I'm deleting that message. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you say shit like that? In my opinion, I have no faith for my gender. Most of them suck, not all, most. I understand what you're saying. Honestly, always look for the good people around you. Do your best to improve. Do your best to be that person. You need to be that person, and other people need to see you being that person. You need to be brave and let people see you being brave. Funny how being called a college student can be an insult. Actually, it's fucking beyond. It's extremely telling. Welty, you're actually on something with that one. I agree. I'm sorry about the. My bad. So I'm gonna move on to something else until we can get this melee thing figured out. I'm coordinating right now with what is nuts. I'm not supposed to do this. Shit. Hang on. I gotta switch screens again. I'm just. No, you dumb bitch! I told you not to do this. Sorry, I was running fucking Halo and Dark Souls 3 at the same time. I was like, oh shit. My bad. No, there's no microphone on it, dummy. Sorry, by the way, for the mini rant I took. No, that is literally what we're fucking, it's what we're here for, Doug. We're a little hug box over here. Thank you, Kyo. So I'm gonna... Okay, so we are gonna do melee. I'm a weird one. I like to hang out sort of for a few days, then I like to be left. Dog, you're speaking my language, homie. You're speaking my fucking language. My homies don't understand it. I don't always not respond to your fucking DMs because I'm not around or because I'm ignoring you. Well, actually, sometimes I am ignoring you, and sometimes that's fucking fine. Like, hey, bro, Julio, how you doing, man? I'm glad you're here. We're having a hard talk about certain hard things right now. Well, I'm trying to get back to that anyway. 6-time champion hug butt. That's your goddamn right, dog. You're always ignoring. Yes, I know. I'm fucking introverted as shit. Nothing wrong with that. Well, to everyone needs to retry 100%. Fucking Divine's over here like on his shit right now. All y'all are. I'm really proud of all you guys right now. So I'll just do this for now, and I'm gonna continue playing the video. We're gonna do melee here in a minute, though. I'm just gonna continue playing.
It didn't take long for this to happen, right? She's rubbing my leg under the table.
I actually would like to rewind it because I had something specific to say about this.
Like the kind of person that had like that weird sense of humor, or that she was joking around a lot. So, but still in my head, you know, I was convinced, well, there's no way this is her coming on to me. She's just joking around.
That's
Maybe
right.
Even making fun of me. So eventually, it didn't take long for this to happen, right? She's rubbing my leg under the table with her foot, looking at me seductively, and then I look at her and I just kind of like smile and let out, I like forced out a little laugh to kind of like give some sort of response to let her know, like, okay, I see you're doing something there. And I mean, honestly, I was just hoping she would stop because I was feeling like super awkward about what was going on, to tell you the truth. So I look at her, I kind of force out a little laugh, and without skipping a beat, she immediately just says to me very seriously, she goes, "What are you laughing at?" And I was just like, I think I just like shrugged my shoulders, or maybe I said something like, I don't know, and I kind of shrugged my shoulders. She was just like, "What are you laughing at?" And I think no one else at our table like really picked up on what was happening, because the way this class worked, everyone in the class was like in groups of 3, and each week one group of 3 people would actually be driving. Like they would go off driving with the instructor, and the rest of us would just be sitting in there. It was basically like study hall, and maybe sometimes we did some worksheets or watched a video or something. So when this was happening, the other 3 people that usually sat at the table were in a driving group together, and it was their turn.
I'm gonna have to fucking reward you, Cyfix. We got a fucking winner in chat today, dog. I was waiting for him to get to the part where he says, "I know all of you are sitting there cringing right now," so that I could pause it and say, "No, I'm not cringing. It's not okay for people to do that to you." You know, she was wrong. You're obviously uncomfortable. You're trying to express that you're uncomfortable. You don't know how, and she just continues. Like, you feel so bad, man. He really does not understand what's happening, and he's 35 years old now. Like, he's 35 years old now, and he can't look back and go, wow, I was really being, like, you need to be careful about what you, like, call. It's not molestation. First of all, it's okay. Like sexual activity like that is fine, and it's normal, and it's healthy, and it's perfectly fucking okay. She didn't necessarily do anything wrong. And that's what we call sexual. Okay, you say that, Divine, but you need to, like, keep in mind what she was doing was rubbing her foot against his leg. That kind of contact is okay, but consent goes both ways. When someone is, like, deeply uncomfortable, and he didn't express that that's what was happening, and that's what he's describing, because he struggles with certain things that are just easy for us. Everybody's sitting here, and we need to keep that in mind, that this person struggles from, I'm trying to think of a gentle word. I'm trying to be gentle in my wording because I think he deserves that. As frustrating as he is and the things he say are, I think he deserves, you know, a soft hand. I'm just going to have to say mental illness because I don't really know what else to say. He suffers from mental illness that he does not identify, that he doesn't believe is mental illness. He struggles in ways that he doesn't even realize he's struggling. He's struggling to express the way it made him feel. He can tell us now that he was uncomfortable and he wanted it to stop. but he couldn't express that in that moment. The thing is, I don't want to go so far as to say that this girl was entirely wrong and she shouldn't have been doing that. But you do have to, like, pick up on social cues and recognize you're making people, especially when you're that age, you don't do that shit to grown adults. It's fucking wrong. I'm trying to be really generous here. I wouldn't go so far as to call it sexual assault, but, like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Bro gets essay and just laughed. I don't. Okay, so again, okay, so let me take a step back here because I don't want to put anybody off here. People interact this way. It happens. Am I wrong? I might be wrong. Set my ass straight if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like off base here. I missed it. Oh fuck! I missed it. Jesus Christ. My coworker trying to time me. Yeah, that shit's not okay. That's actually beyond not okay. It's so fucking hostile. Maybe I'm off base because I see two different people referring to it as sexual assault. I'm gonna rewind it and we're gonna go over this again. As soon as I can do it without dying. I already fucked up. I missed the fucking pine res. I'm like a fucking dummy. I may have been off base. And again, if I am, I get things wrong. That's my bad. That's not how I read it. That's not how I read it the first time I heard it. That's not how I read it this time. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I can fucking hold that. You just fucking be patient with me while I listen to it back. Yes, that's what I'm saying, though, is you're entirely, oh no, actually, I misunderstood your comment. What I was gonna say is, like, someone like you or me is more than capable of saying, would you, like, fucking knock it off? This person isn't, and he's demonstrated that. Like, he's not able to express himself in that way, which puts him at a severe disadvantage, which is actually a good argument for why you just shouldn't behave that way. You just shouldn't be doing shit like that. I think I'm coming around on this. I actually don't know. I think the unwanted flirting, but the Brazilians have no concept of personal space. Americans are, like, fucking ridiculous. Americans stand 10 feet apart. If you're in a line, you gotta stand 25 feet away from me, dog. This is my fucking personal space. If I'm off base, I really am sorry. It's not how I read it. There. Now that I quit, I can fucking rewind. Let's listen to that back. And if I have an L to hold, I'm gonna hold mine.
At our table, like, really picked up on what was
Here, actually, let me say, I think the mistake I'm making, never met you before, here's kissing. Yeah, right. Here's actually the correction I'm gonna make. I'm comfortable with that kind of affection. Oh god, now I have to be brave talking about myself, and that's, like, actually fucking spooky. Ideal partner doesn't really mean anything to me. It's literally just the way that I am. You can take that as far out as you want. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking explain myself. No, yeah. I'm not gonna go that far in explaining myself just because I'm uncomfortable. But ideal partner doesn't really mean anything to me, and that kind of affection, like, I respond to it. I would have handled this situation very differently, quite frankly. However, that doesn't make what she did okay. I'm speaking through my perspective where it would have been okay, but you shouldn't engage in this behavior because you don't know people on that level. Damn. Okay, so Welty's going that far. That's fine. I'm actually going to hold my L, and I'm going to say I was, like, really misguided in what I said. So I take that back. But
was happening.
Y'all were on top of it.
The way this class worked, everyone in the class was, like, in groups of 3, and each week, one group of 3 people would actually be driving. Like, they would go off driving with the instructor, and the rest of us would just be sitting in there. It was basically like study hall.
But it's important to remember also that he refers to this as a missed opportunity, and that's what I'm talking about with this fucking, like, nasty sense of masculinity we have, where any, like, getting laid is, like, wanted. Like, all of it should be welcome attention, that it should always be framed that way. He really believes that. Like, that's the framing through which he sees this, and it makes you it's sad to fucking see, because it's just not true, and it made him incapable. First of all, I think he would have struggled anyway, but he's got 2 problems here, one of which is that he doesn't recognize that something was done to him that was wrong. He doesn't recognize that that's true, but he also doesn't understand why it was wrong. He doesn't understand that he was at a disadvantage because he's not willing to acknowledge that he's, like, mentally ill. So we have 2 problems here. Somebody who can't stand up for himself, even though he really needed to stand up for himself, or he needed somebody else to do it, or he needed her to be self-aware enough to just not do it at all, which, again, is why I'm holding the L, because actually it was inappropriate. She shouldn't have done it at all, because you just don't know people. I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, because I think people make mistakes, and they shouldn't be defined by those mistakes, which is why I didn't want to take it as far as to call it SA, but I don't think you're wrong for calling it that. I'm not on my chat window, so I can't fucking see what's going on.
And maybe sometimes we did some worksheets or watched a video or something. So when this was happening, the other 3 people that usually sat at our table were in a driving group together, and it was their turn. So it was kind of me and her were more.
I just keep fucking this up. I'm so fucking bad at this.
Trying to say, right? So there's not really anyone else noticing what's going on here, anyways. So she's doing this, you know, rubbing my leg on the table. I kind of laugh. She goes, she says, "What are you laughing at?" I say,
Let me pause this so I can go through the comments real quick. Who's confessing missed opportunity and feeling? No, see, that's what he's saying is he's calling it a missed opportunity, but that's not what happened. It wasn't a missed opportunity. It was an unwanted sexual advance. And he didn't have the social ability to communicate that that was what was happening to him. And even in hindsight, he doesn't understand. He doesn't. This is what I'm talking about the fucking shadows on the wall. He is so. His development is so arrested by his masculinity or by what like he's told is like okay or should be happening that he literally cannot see clearly enough to recognize that that's what happened to him. If anything, it's sexual harassment. That's probably where I would have put it, Welty, but I've kind of like shifted in terms of like actually I think Cyphinx and Divine kind of straighten me out a little bit. I don't get how men or women can think it's all about getting laid. There's a lot more to it, and that's why it's a bad. They're the main ones. Now correct me if I don't think you're wrong in that, and actually I think that has a lot to do with how masculinity is taught also. A lot of people have a lot of trouble. A lot of black pill people have a lot of trouble separating sex from women because they don't think of women as people because they don't have connections to women in that way. They just don't. And in a way they're being victimized by a system, but in another way you need to fucking like take responsibility for some shit. You know what I mean? You know, I'm gonna wait until I meet the right person. Yeah, it's perfectly reasonable. Yeah, Cyphinx, I think you're mostly on the right path with that. Actually, that's a very healthy thing you just expressed because like so sex is like an important part. Not even of all. There are like aces out there like and shit dog. You have to navigate your own relationship. I can't tell you what's right or wrong. I know that like sexual relation like sex is important in a relationship for a lot of people and it's something that should be respected and like, you know, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing and you shouldn't paint it as a bad thing. However, it should never be like the primary motivator ever. It should never be the primary motivator. I just say I genuinely think I found a new favorite streamer. You goddamn right, dog. I'm like the best. I don't know what to tell you, except I do feel embarrassed that I did kind of stumble through that sexual assault label. I stumbled through it. I mean, I was actually straight fucking wrong, and I feel bad about it, but I think I've corrected myself, so I'm not gonna sit here and like have to get myself over it. I'm still waiting on Mindy. So I'm feeling well, okay, but it's okay to acknowledge that I was completely wrong, and that little tinge of shame, you should never hold on to shame, but it's okay to feel that way too. It's okay to be mistake. Yeah, you say hang on, and that's like yeah, for sure, I'm hanging on, but like I don't want to switch fucking screens again on y'all. But my real name is attached to my fucking Xbox Live account, which is a problem because I can't fucking play Halo without my fucking real name appearing everywhere. Let's play multiverses for a minute. All right, let's continue, shall we? Holy shit, I'm sorry.
Or something, you know. She just keeps doing it. I swear to God, this class is like a 50 minutes long.
God, and then he says she keeps doing it. He's actually at this point expressed clearly that he's uncomfortable, and she's continuing to do it. Now, even going back to before when I was wrong, I would even from that position have elevated this now to sexual harassment at the very least. Like now that she keeps doing it, yeah, we got a problem, dude. We got a fucking consent problem.
So it's basically almost an hour. And she continues for like the whole class period. Actually,
Jesus!
She didn't start doing this
especially when you're like struggle socially so severely, for it to go on for that long is like literally traumatic. Like I can't even fucking imagine, because like my reaction to it would not have been like his. But we're not the same person, right? Like I can't even imagine. I can't even fucking imagine going through. And this is what I'm talking about. Is you were saying like, is it just me or is this a bad person? No, some people are bad, yes, but broadly, I don't think people are bad. But in this particular case, this person has been hurt and wronged and undiagnosed and unsupported. This is a person who's struggling and now thinks he's gonna give advice to young men. That shit fucks me off, man. That shit makes me mad.
Halfway through the class period. So, but for probably 20, 30 minutes, seriously, for that long, 20 to 30 minutes, this Stacy is rubbing my leg.
This Stacy, because he has to
staring at me,
dehumanize
not
because
saying
he
anything.
doesn't see them as
And
people.
I think there was like at least one other time I kind of tried to like force out a little chuckle or something to let her know like, haha, I get the joke, I see what you're doing. And yeah, I think I did that like a second time, and she just said the same thing, like, what? What's so funny, you know? And I was just like baffled, like, what the hell? Like, this isn't that funny. It's weird. I don't, you know. And then here's the thing that happened that, oh god, this is. If you thought me just not picking up on what she's laying down so far was cringe enough,
It's not
just
cringe.
wait.
That's
Just
not what it
wait
is.
until you hear
You're
this next part.
severely
This is gonna get
misguided.
really bad. So the bell rings to end the class period. So the class is over. And so like I said before, the class was being held in the field house, which was like, it's like a separate building from the rest of the school. So leaving class, everybody, we all would have to walk in the same direction for a while, for quite a while to like get back to the regular school building. So pretty much everyone had to walk out in the same direction. So what happened was when we start walking out, you know, I get up, I head out, and as I'm walking out the door, I make it to like the door to right outside the field house. And when I get out there, this girl, she comes up right next to me, starts walking right next to me, and then she just kind of starts making conversation. She's like, hey, and by this time her whole demeanor had changed. She's just kind of acting really friendly and a little bit shy, right? It's, God, this is hard to talk about. This is so freaking.
Yeah, of course it is, because you're literally traumatized.
I'm
It's
such
not
a
cringe,
retard.
you
I'm
fucking
so
rat. Stop with the self-deprecating. It makes me mad. You want to fucking, like, actually talk to him and tell him, knock that shit off. Like, there's nothing wrong with you in the way that you're describing. For fuck's sake, man. I'm getting my ass kicked by Black fucking Adam, and it's really about to make me mad in a second here. Holy shit. Aww, I thought that was gonna connect. It's so hard to like make that work when they're above you. Ah, and I fucked it up anyway.
So here's what happens. I can't remember everything she said, but she kind of starts asking me questions. She was like, I remember after she had asked me like a couple questions, and I had like given some kind of, you know, I probably just gave one-word answers or yes or no. I do remember she said, what do you like to do for fun? Right? She asked, what do I like to do for fun? I had, because of my super crippling social anxiety, super high inhibition, I had built up over time kind of like some standard answers to basic questions. So I actually had a...
This guy is autistic as fuck, man. And I don't mean that as an insult. Like, he's describing, like, autism.
So to the question, what do you like to do for fun? I actually had like a prepackaged answer. So she asked me, what do you like to do for fun as we're walking away from class? I say, I like to listen to music. And that's not even, I mean, I did like to listen to music, but it's not like that was my main thing I like to do for fun. But really, I like to play video games and browse forums. But back in those days, this was like the early
yeah, which forums, I wonder?
2000s,
Like,
so
Jesus,
you couldn't
dog.
tell someone you like to browse forums. They wouldn't know what that is. You know what I mean? If you
I
said,
don't
"What
know,
do you
I
listen to?"
did, and I was
They'll
about
call
the
me.
same age as you,
So
dog.
I said,
Like,
I like to listen to music. So she responds back. She's like, cool. I like to listen to music too. What kind of music do you listen to? So, right. So she really takes off with my answer, and she's like, oh, cool. What kind of music do you like to listen to? I didn't have a prepackaged answer for this. You would think if I had the pre-planned answer of I like to listen to music, that I would be ready to say what kind of music I listen to, or like rattle off the names of a couple of bands I liked or whatever. But I wasn't ready to do that. So when she asked me, she was like, what kind of music do you like to listen to? I basically start having a panic attack, right? I start sweating. I'm turning red. When I say I'm sweating, like I'm literally getting drenched. Like I might have even had like sweat.
thank you for answering that for me. I was fucking busy.
I just couldn't think of what to say, and oh God, this is so cringe. Like we had walked.
Let me go through this real quick. I don't know what a Stacy is. Stacy, it's just dehumanizing language. It's just like shitty language for fucking girls. This guy's legit autistic. I think he is. I can't fucking diagnose him. I think he needs some fucking diagnosis, though, personally. Like, you joking? Like, for real. Like, Jesus, dog. It's what he's describing. He has to pre-plan his answers to basic questions. I would never, ever make fun of somebody for that, first of all, for obvious reasons. But, like, that's not neurotypical behavior. And that's not an insult, either. We need to be super fucking clear about that. I'm not attacking him in any capacity. But, like, dog, you need to go see a therapist. You need to, but all these problems that he describes, I guarantee you that that would be really difficult to get through to him. I guarantee you he would struggle with that. Like just hearing that. That like yeah, there are answers. He's very like adverse to the idea that there are like answers. Yeah. It's really disappointing. It makes me sad. It makes me sad for this person. But I'm also terrified of him grifting as well. Has anyone here taken an autism test? A very long time ago, yes. I'm proud to say that I am merely neurodivergent. That's what I'm saying, Kyo. It's like heartbreaking.
Walked to a point where we were kind of at a crossroads in the hallway, and we actually needed to, she needed to walk one way and I needed to walk the other way, so we had stopped walking, right? So we're just standing in the hallway now, and I'm just
I'm gonna
sitting
make
there,
another
I'm
switch.
sweating, nervous as heck.
I'm
This
gonna turn the
girl,
music off, but I'm gonna
she's
let this play.
probably,
I'm gonna go to the other scene, and there's gonna be music, but I'm gonna mute.
it gets to the point I'm silent for so long that, and I might even be stuttering a little bit, and this is going on so long. This girl she looks like she's getting worried about me or something. It's really awkward, right? And eventually she asks, like, guys, this is how this is how cringe this is. Okay, she literally asked me. She was like, "Are you okay?" Like, she actually asked me if I was okay. That's how messed up. That's how bad I screwed up this interaction. And this is nothing new to me. This happened to me all the time, but this was a particularly bad one because it was Stacy I was talking to. But anyways, when she asked me, "Are you okay?" that kind of snapped me out of it. I got a little adrenaline rush that helped me gather some wit, and I tried to recover. I said I was like, "Yeah, sorry, yeah, sorry, I'm okay, yeah, sorry." And so the funny thing
Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah, because you're not okay. Because he's not okay. Like I shouldn't have to fucking. It's a heartbreaking because he's not okay. She's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." No, you're not. If I hear him say cringe one more time, yeah, no shit. Because like, actually, that's literally just how he talks. And there's my name anyway. I just fucked it up. Whatever, doesn't matter. Did I completely fucking brick this? I did.
was, you would think she would get the picture that I'm completely socially retarded and just walk away or something at this point. But no, she didn't. She, without skipping a beat, she was just like, "Okay, so what kind of music do you listen to?" Right? And this time again, I had my adrenaline that gave me a little rush of wit, right? Helped me gather a little more wit. So I was able to answer this time, but it wasn't a good answer. I said something like, "I don't know, just what's on the radio, right? What kind of music do you listen to?" And I just said, "I don't know, whatever's on the radio," which, by the way, is not true at all. I was pretty into music at the time, and I had some bands that I listened to.
It doesn't really matter, Kyo.
So for me to answer just whatever's on the radio is just completely not true.
He's
But
really
I
like
thought
just
that's what a normie.
he's super beating the shit out of himself. Also, normie. That's another fucking red flag. Jesus Christ. I used to say normie when I was like 14. Like, holy shit, dog. You're fucking 35. Come on, man. Let's stop with this shit. Like, there are no Stacys. There are no Chads. There are no normies. Can we fucking, like, reconnect with real life, please, for a moment? Well, like, the people who like to... Yeah, no shit. It's really... Like, it just mostly makes me sad, but also, like, there has to be some personal responsibility on some level at some point. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. I just fuck all of this up.
Would say maybe that's what normies.
That's
listen to, what's on
fine,
the
but you're
radio.
not
So
in
that's what
point.
I said.
Okay.
Because basically, and this is a story of my life, is a
The example I used, Keo, was degenerate or degen. That is very much like a fucking white nationalist Nazi thing. But I'm hyper aware of the fact that that's who says it, which is why I say it. Because I'm kind of like parodying that behavior. Because the idea that there's like socially degenerate behaviors, first of all, is fucking... First of all, it's Nazi shit. It's bad. No bueno, yes? But like, that's why it's like parodying the idea. Okay, you can trust that when I say it, I 100% am joking. You can trust that because I'm telling you that. Also, I don't know if you know this, but fucking like, most people don't identify as fascists, but people with fascist tendencies, like anything like Nazi related, are pretty into the fucking masculinity thing. So you'll excuse me if I apply that as evidence that I am not that. You know what I mean? Like, Mlim, how you doing, Gar? I've only said normie in a joke. That's what I'm saying, Charles, is it's fine. It's a red flag, though, when people can't refer to women without calling them Stacy's and can't fucking... What in the fuck? I'm fucking this up, too. I'm just fucking all this up. Can I have the pistol, please? Thank you. Oh my god, I'm fucking all this up. Quick link in Discord, darling Dora. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna get through this level.
A high inhibition male with crippling social anxiety. I basically just, in social interactions, I just try to...
Karen's fine.
People who a normie would say.
People who argue that Karen is a slur, I actually think that there's probably some fucking groundwork. In fact, no, I'd say it's a slur. I think that that's a reasonable thing to say. The problem is that there are other slurs, like queer is a slur, but I'm not employing it that way, so it's fine. And I think Karen falls under that purview. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Kevin, there's no fucking hateful context to Kevin at all. So, like, Kevin doesn't really, it doesn't apply to that name. But Karen, yeah, there's some harm that you can do with that word, but I'm not gonna sit here and police that fucking word. I don't really think the social damage done by the word Karen is probably worth my time to police. Like, let's be fucking completely honest here. You don't have to police every goddamn thing. We don't fucking police every goddamn slur because that's not how people talk. That's just not how that works. Like, come on, dog. I'm sure that makes sense. I'm not even gonna fucking waste my time asking if that makes sense. Fuck you, my stream. It makes sense. I'm boss.
I still do that to this day, and that's probably not even a good strategy. But I'm just like
Halo 2.
cripplingly afraid to actually like speak my mind at all or give my own opinions. And yeah, man, that sucks. It's weak, but whatever. So she asked me what kind of music I listen to. I said I don't know, whatever's on the radio. Then she asked me what radio. She's like, okay, cool. What radio stations do you listen to? And because we're in the same local area. Everyone at this school grew up in the same area, and there's only like so many radio stations, right? Whatever radio stations I listen to, she'll know what those stations are, and then she can deduct what kind of music I listen to. So this question,
I would point out that he's like actually describing this social interaction, this very normal social interaction, as though it's traumatic, because for him it absolutely is. He's dude. All you're illustrating here is that you need help that you're not getting, and it's like so painful for you. Doing so fucking bad. As soon as I'm on camera, I just fucking play like trash. It's Halo 2, dummy, which is what I said, goddammit. Halo 2, best Halo 2. I used to speedrun this, and I was recently like, I should start doing that again for stream, and this is the perfect time to do it. This is absolutely the perfect time to do it. I'm doing quite badly because I'm talking and reading fucking chat and listening to something, but oh my god, he said Karen's so rude. Well, that's kind of what that is actually kind of what I'm saying, Charles, is like you could reasonably argue that it's a slur, that it's most often like thrown at white women specifically, and that oftentimes you can be being completely reasonable. You could just have a fucking woman who's standing up for herself, but she's gonna get labeled Karen for it. Like, yeah, you can make an argument that there's just some social damage that can be done. You're just not gonna catch me policing it socially. What? Wait, what? Oh, like you're not on camera? Yeah, I misunderstood. I'll be on camera soon. I completely misunderstood, chat. Because my phone was dead. It's charged enough now. I'll put it on. I also accidentally 86 my fucking frame because I'm such a dumbass. I deleted a ton of files. I really fucked myself. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna get through this level, and actually I want to do Metropolis too. That's a sub 5 level as well. I've done very poorly. This is a really bad run, but this should be a sub 5 level. Unfortunately, it's gonna be like 5 minutes and 20 seconds, I think.
This question got me panicking again. I froze again, and I mean, I was sweating hard at this point. I was dripping sweat. I was definitely like actually making like visible sweat spots in my armpits.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, dog.
Probably,
I'm so sorry that this happened to him. But he has no fucking perspective on what is even happening.
And the thing is, she must have known that I have this like horrible social anxiety. She must have like kind of seen me around, right? Because we went to school together. Like we had at this point, I had been at this school for
5 minutes and 1 second. That's not even that bad.
I had classes with this girl before, so she knew how shy I was. But man, at this point, I'm like,
we're watching. Honestly, all I can say, Gore, is like you gotta fucking like rewind like a motherfucker. Like that's been the whole stream. We're talking about masculinity, and I'm going over some black pill nonsense because I was gonna use it in a video, and I figured as long as I was going over it, I should do it on stream. So this is a sub 5 Kyo, so I'm just gonna do this real quick. Yeah, this level's actually really fun. This is not my favorite level, but the other voices. As a how not to guide Welty on top of it. That shit good. Good shit, dog. He's saying he knows he has social. I would say that's unlikely. Yeah, yes, Charles. This person is like literally socially inept, and I'm not using that as an attack. It's just fucking true. but you are on top of it. That is like the major problem here. The major problem is that she has no fucking idea. She's just trying to talk to you. And he finds that really outlandishly strange. And he's describing it in such explicit detail as if we're meant to understand it to be strange. Because he has no perspective. Is what I was saying about it being like fucking offensive that he was talking about how women live in Plato's caves and all they see are the shadows on the wall. Dog, you're fucking shadowboxing the shadows. You're actually shadowboxing the shadows while declaring how enlightened you are. It's so frustrating. It's not well known as it should be as an issue. I concur. I completely concur. I actually think this man has been victimized to some degree. Definitely to a great degree. We've already kind of settled on the earlier instance being at least borderline sexual assault. I think I'm landing on sexual harassment. I think that's where I would put it. I thought you said Plato for a second. I don't know, maybe I did. I'm basically fucking stupid. Whatever, dog. It's a how-to. I think that might be how I frame it, Divine. Like, you might actually be on top of it in terms of framing, because I'm gonna have to figure. It is mental health, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I'm definitely gonna make the title relevant to that. Like, yeah, dog. Kinda, because that's where we need to end up here, and I think that ultimately is the point that I will end up focusing on. We need to make this like normal behavior. Because, like, my god, the man doesn't like, he thinks he has Asperger's. I don't think that's true. I don't think Asperger's is usually, like, heavy on the social anxiety. Maybe it is, but I actually think it has a lot more to do with not even, like, I think you struggle enough with social cues to not really even know to be socially anxious. And I think that serves as part of the problem for them. Oh, nailed that shit. Holy. Fucking god, I'm good. See how fast I did that shit? That shit was gross. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, whatever, doesn't matter. Just keep going. Alright, you ready for the real trick here? I'm having trouble looking at chat. I'm gonna stop doing the whole speedrunning thing in a second here, and then I'll be much better at focusing on chat and focusing on the video. But I've been struggling. I've been getting what's called the scarab despawn. I've been getting it a lot. He's doing it. This is the scarab despawn. Fuck, man. We're gonna go through with it, but it's really frustrating because this is another case of, oh, this would be a personal best, but it's not gonna work because the scarab's gonna despawn. What? No audio cue? Okay, fuck me, I guess. Jesus. Basically fell into typical toxic masculinity with getting help is seen wrong and small. I completely agree with that. Like, literally, that's actually, I've been very hesitant to use the phrase toxic masculinity because I've been very hesitant. It is what I've described, though. Like, when I was talking about, like, being in the workplace and being too cowardly to, like, set your fucking, yeah, god damn it, fucking kill. That is what I'm referring to, though. And that actually is basically my entire point. And I'm being too fucking nervous to actually, like, say it out loud. But that is ultimately what this is. Thank you, Keo. You the best. It literally is faster here, too. That shit's so fucking funny.
Like, panicking. I just can't think of a radio station. I was trying to think of a radio station to just say the name of a radio station.
Yes, you're autistic as fuck, dog.
Think of one.
I'm really sorry you're going through it.
Like 104.1, or, you know, just like 106.1.
God damn it, honestly, Colton. That's kind of what I'm saying, is I need to fucking be better. I can't sit here and expect people to take me seriously when I can't be, like, honest about myself. I'm, like, too angry. Thank you, Kyo. You the best, homie. Appreciate you. Alright, we're going into focus mode, guys. Promise not to, And also, Kyo, I'm gonna play like shit, and it is what it is. I'm just gonna practice my Captain Falcon. Hey, Kyo, I'm gonna excite you for a moment. You ready? I think I'm gonna switch. I think I'm switching mains, and I think I'm switching to Captain Falcon. I haven't decided yet, though.
that would be a radio station. You know what I mean? I should have just said some numbers, whether or not it's a radio station. But I couldn't. Or you know, like scrap that. I should have just said the name of a radio station in the area. I had them all memorized, of course, just like everyone does.
You should have just told her.
You
should have just told her the fucking music you were into. Like, you don't have to fucking. It doesn't need to be this complicated, my friend. But then I am literally explaining how to be non-neurodivergent, which is not helpful. So.
Is how it is when you have like crippling social anxiety. Sometimes you can't think of the answer to just such a super basic question. And so I'm not able to think of the name of a single radio station. So I'm looking at this girl. She is getting like super uncomfortable. I can see it all over her face. She's starting to even look kind of frustrated was the thing. And I don't blame her for that
because she's
at all,
confused.
Yeah, it sucked for me, you know.
Of course
so
it
I don't
did.
even know how much time passed with me just sitting there, face red, sweating buckets. But I eventually answered the question and oh, it was so fucking cringe. I said, I can't think of any. But the thing is, I said, I can't think of any. But the way I said it, like, I was so nervous, my voice kind of like broke up. My voice kind of trailed off. So I said it really quiet, right? And I don't know if any of you listening to this also super high inhibition, have crippling social anxiety, then you know that sometimes when you try to say something, it kind of comes out more like a whisper. And people can't even tell what you're saying. And that happens to me all the time. So I said, I can't think of any radio stations, but it really came out like it was so quiet, she couldn't hear me. She couldn't tell what I was saying, so she asked, she was like, what? She's like, what'd you say? And I tried to repeat it louder, right? I tried to repeat, I can't think of any, but the way it came out, and again, if you're really...
What did he say again? Did he say normies again? What did he say? I missed it. There are two types of toxic femininity and masculinity. No, I'd agree with that, but I don't think toxic femininity is even close to being the same, like, magnitude of problem as toxic masculinity. Like, I think you're making a mistake with that equivocation, but you are, strictly speaking, not wrong. I just wouldn't... He said cringe, yeah. Oh, no, I know, because he doesn't even understand Cyphinx. He doesn't even know... Like I said, he doesn't understand what the problem is, and that's what makes it so tragic. He has so little fucking insight into his own goddamn self. Oh, damn.
High inhibition social anxiety guy, then you'll know that sometimes it's difficult to kind of regulate the volume of what you're saying. Not only with saying things.
That actually
loud,
also sounds kind of Asperger's read, but I don't know.
So she can hear me, but I say I can't think of any, and it's kind of like it basically came out. It sounded like I was pissed off.
Yes, because you're overwhelmed. That's normal. It happens, dog.
Oh, this is so cringe thinking about. So yeah, I was so nervous. I basically just screamed at this poor girl. I was just trying to repeat what I said loud enough so she could hear me, but it did sound like I was pissed off. Just like, I can't think of any, bitch. But I didn't say that. Obviously, I didn't call her any names. But I said I can't think of any. I said it so loud. And when I said that, she was kind of like, she almost like flinched. You know, she flinched a little bit. She looked shocked. She like anyone would when someone screams in your face. So she kind of flinched, and I could tell it.
Sometimes when I try to talk, it comes out as a whisper. Yeah, I don't think that's that unusual. Like, you know, it doesn't seem that wild, and it's not something. That's another thing, because he does have very bad anxiety, obviously. I suspect you are probably aware enough to understand that while it might be off-putting occasionally given the context, most of the time people just understand. People don't spend any amount of time thinking about it. Like, it's a thing that happens, they may notice and they may ask you to repeat yourself, but like later that night, they're not thinking about it, I promise. Nobody gives a shit. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. You don't have to walk around being so uncertain all the fucking time. You are okay the way you are. And I am addressing, not that you need this, but I am addressing Cyphinx, but also, like, this guy. It's okay to be who you are, dog. You don't need to be different. Well, actually, there are some things this guy needs to do differently, but that's neither here nor there, if we're being completely honest. My fucking Captain Falcon is so trash, dog. God, I fucking hate Fox's fucking Firefox. It's ridiculous. Goodbye.
I had said it so loud that it scared her. Her face immediately, she looked like she was about to cry. And she probably did end up crying. She just immediately, her face looked like
seems,
she flinched.
again,
she
like
he's making
shit up.
She just quickly
Not
said,
like he's lying, but like, oh, I think he was gonna cry. It's like, you don't know that, dog.
Like, extreme eye contact the entire time.
Sorry. Like, sometimes, sorry, no musicality, worse, forgot about feminine. No, what the fuck am I reading? I don't know what that says, Welty. I worse, but people forget about feminist. I don't know, dog. I think intersectional feminism is kind of fucking based as hell, but like, you know, you do you, boo-boo. And it's always like one-word sentence answers no one bats an eye, yeah. Hey, I was gonna ask if we should do VC, yo, but I don't know if that's the best idea. I actually don't know. That kind of sounds like my dad, except my dad's not an ass towards women. Yeah, for real.
She looks down immediately. She goes, "Okay, we'll talk to you later." And she just turned and fast walked away. She just fast walked down the hall.
He doesn't know he's
And,
doing it, but he is
yeah,
just
so-
like trauma dumping, which is fine.
So yeah,
but,
that's
like,
pretty much my story of the time that one of the hottest girls in my entire school came on to me. And some of you are probably thinking, like, maybe she was just messing with you. Maybe
no,
this was all a joke. And
almost
it's
certainly
like,
not. That's
no,
like
it wasn't.
some
And by the way,
weird
after
fucking
this, both
degenerate behavior to be messing with somebody like that. That's not what was happening. Like that's not normal. People don't act that way. Like, that's not what was happening. She was coming on to him, and like, first of all, it wasn't okay, obviously, as we have stated. Like, he's very obviously uncomfortable, and it's very obviously unwanted. She should have done better than she was doing, but he doesn't even fucking see it through that lens, and I can only say it so many times, but it's very, very frustrating. Femininity. Okay, I thought you said feminist. I was like, I don't know, dog. I'll fucking like fist fight you over that shit if you need. Yeah, kind of thing. Got no problem with feminism. Yeah, all right. See, this is what I'm talking about. You know, fucking third wave. You know, third wave feminism, intersectionality. It's all good shit, and it's good for all of us.
both me and her continued to sit in the same, we still sat across the table from each other in driver's ed class, but literally she obviously never rubbed my leg with her foot again. She never talked to me again. She completely avoided eye contact with me. And I still went to school with this girl for, the rest of high school, which was, I don't know, like 2 or 3 more years after this. I actually think I didn't have any more classes with her, so it was whatever. We didn't have that much chance to interact, but at least for the rest of the year in driver's ed class, we sat across from each other, and just literally she never said anything to me and never looked at me, right? Like, it was clear that it was clear that she felt like I had just harshly rejected her. And I know some of you listening to this, some of you black pill guys out there, I know some of y'all like to, you have like a revenge fantasy on, getting revenge on all the Stacys and Beckys that have wronged you throughout life. I'm not like that at all. I just really don't feel that way at all. Like, this girl did nothing wrong. she apparently, I guess, thought I was attractive or something. I don't know, or just felt like giving me this rare opportunity, just choosing me randomly to have this rare opportunity. And I guess she just felt like I completely rejected her, which is what any normal person would feel like. And I don't feel good about it. I don't, I don't feel like she deserved it or anything. It feels kind of bad, man, Feels bad, man. But yeah, that's one of my cringiest memories of having a missed opportunity. Because again, this was one of the hottest girls in the entire school. This was, I've said before, right? At this time, this was at like the beginning of the point in time when I was starting to be like kind of a good-looking tall guy. Because before this, I was always kind of tall for my age, but before this, growing up, I was pretty much fat. I had pretty bad acne for a little while, and never had the best haircut. Was always bad at sports, and never really had any close friends. Although when I was a younger kid, I did have some friends at school. But yeah, I've basically, for the most part, always been a loser. Although it has gotten worse as I've gotten older, but for at least a couple years there in high school, I was almost a Chad in the sense
God,
of
he's not even
right. I've always been, I guess.
He's not even fucking joking. He's like, no sense of irony with the Chad comments. Also, he said, I don't have a revenge fantasy against women. First of all, that is like a very dangerous, unhealthy thing that a lot of black pill motherfuckers do have. But let's be completely clear, because he doesn't have the insight to recognize when he's been traumatized. This is not a healthy person. This person is not well. No, you do not have a revenge fantasy as far as I can tell. You do not think women are people, though. You have demonstrated that to me. I haven't been able to demonstrate it thus far in this stream because it was in a previous video, but he doesn't think women are people. Like, when he says social anxiety doesn't affect women the same way it affects men, that is not thinking women are people. Because, like, he is not capable of laying that groundwork, and he thinks that inherently things are easier for women. He thinks that that's how dramatic the differences are, and he thinks that because he has no experience with women, which has led him to this completely, which is why he uses words like Stacy. It's why he does that, because they're not people. Again, I'm not being as coherent as I could be. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm basically in the process of learning, like, advanced public speaking. Like, I know that sounds silly, but I'm not always going to be as coherent as I could be. I will get better at that. I think I'm a relatively good speaker. I will improve. However, in a video format, I'll be able to substantiate these claims much better. For now, as I told Cyphinx, take it with a grain of salt until I can demonstrate more. I would like to look at chat, but I'd also like to not lose, Hang on, I'm gonna pause again. Aw, damn, I gotta go. I'm sorry. Hey, have a good night, Cyphinx. I really appreciate you, dog. Choosing me randomly? No, no, man. She just likes you. Like, yeah, dog, for real. He's a closet Chad. Adios, dog. I'll see you soon.
guess you could call me a mental cell just because of my social
A
anxiety.
mental cell is
there
more
a
just
word
like
for
fucking
super
goober
high
language.
inhibition cell or social anxiety cell? Because
Yeah,
if
it's
there's a word
called.
for that, let me know in the comments.
Yes, the word is autistic.
Because that's me. That's what I am. Although now of course I'm also bald cell and old cell. So I'm multiple
Shut
levels
up.
of hopelessness.
He's so
working
fucking
against me at this
frustrating.
point, but yeah, I don't know, man. And this story that I just told you, that's just maybe my like greatest missed opportunity, but I have just
You were
I have so many
fucking
stories like that.
sexually
Pretty much all of
harassed.
them
It
coming from
wasn't
the
an
same
opportunity.
1 to 2 year long period during high school where I had the chance to possibly ascend from my yeah, you know what I'm saying. I had the chance to possibly ascend, and
Dude needs to be on love on the spectrum.
every
No
time.
shit, dog.
And this was the worst because,
This
like I
man
said, I
can't-
mean, even the most
This man
like,
can't be
even
fixed
the
in that
most
unfortunate
socially
way.
retarded person out there.
Okay, I'm gonna reject that again, Welty. I fundamentally disagree. Let me find this quote. Let me find this. I was just reading this. Because it was in my notes. I have this quote in my notes for the video. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Where is it? And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk to blossom. You can look at that in like sociological concepts like slavery. Slavery didn't go away because we all decided it was bad. It went away because it became more societally painful to maintain the structure than to break it down. People change. I reject the notion that people don't change. He has to get to a position where all this horse shit he's doing, blaming everyone else for every fucking problem he has and refusing to get help, he's doing that because the alternative hurts. But eventually, this isolation will hurt enough where the alternative of actually getting help is the easier, less painful option. There's hope for this man. Unless this turns into a grift and a successful channel for him, because then he'll have no motivation to get better, and then he is gone. No, Dora's gonna get a fucking bachelor's in sociology, and I'm not joking. I don't have the funds for that, but like sociology, man, fucking A. It's so ingrained into his personality. It's the only change that. Okay, again, I understand what you're saying, but fundamentally, I disagree and suspect that if the alternative becomes less painful, it will be within his rational self-interest to engage in that alternative. He will grow and change once he sees. First of all, he's not thinking rationally. So you and I could explain to him why it would be better for him to, like, you know, go get a fucking therapist and try to develop some normal goddamn relationships, and also acknowledge that he was, like, traumatized and that it wasn't, you know, and that this weird ideology he's espousing with these weird fucking buzzwords is an enormous part of what's keeping him miserable. All of those things we can explain logically. He cannot understand logically because he's unwell. But there does come a line, assuming things don't get worse. He's not gone forever. There are fucking, again, I'll bring up the neo-Nazi example again. There are people with bald heads and swastikas tattooed on their body who are not gone forever. These people come back. And in fact, if one of those is like a family member, all you can do is love that person. You have to love them the way they are. That doesn't mean you have to accept it or be okay with it, but you have to love them the way that they are. If they're not actively harming you or an unhealthy part of your life, I can't say that for everyone. For my part, though, if I had a sibling, which I don't, but if I had a sibling who was like a white supremacist, I would love that person to death and do my very best to like help that person. You can't help them by logically explaining it. That's not something that's going to work. But you can be there for them and be somewhere for them to fall as their fucking life falls apart, as they realize they've been fed an insidious lie and that they're a fucking, like, just as much a victim of the white supremacist, like, structure that they're, like, supporting. I don't know. I don't have that. This is beyond the purview of what we're talking about today, so I'm not going to continue with that. But, like, the point stands. People aren't just gone. Either quit the drugs or OD. Yes, I agree. But there comes a time, and you can't fucking lead the addict to recovery. Believe me, I know that firsthand. You cannot lead an addict to recovery. I killed myself. God, I'm so shitty at this fucking game. Literally, Nietzsche. Shut the fuck up. You should dive into borderline personality disorder. It's wild. Yeah, I couldn't. Okay, pretty sure my fucking girl was BPD, but I can't prove that. I can't prove that, but I don't think it's normal to decide to start like literally beating the shit out of somebody for 20 minutes and then trying to break down their door and then breaking their possessions and then acting like a victim afterwards. I don't know, bro. Especially when like what I was hanging on to were the loving moments. It was actually the physical affection that made me feel loved. And I'm not talking about like, you know, keep your mind out of the fucking gutter or whatever. That's like, to be clear, just to be clear, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean like actual like like that kind of thing was what I was hanging on to, but she fucking would swing between that and just flagrantly physically abusive and emotionally abusive and every other kind of fucking abusive, if we're being honest. Like, I can't prove it, but that's my suspicion. Yeah, I agree. You can't change people, but people do change. In fact, I think it's like borderline just detached from reality. The phrase "people don't change" is so fucking detached from reality, and it shows such a lack of experience on the part of the person saying it. Because like, what are you talking about? Everybody I know has changed. Like, what do you mean? I am not the same fucking person I was at 24. I'm sure as shit not the same person I was when I was 18. In fact, I was like actually the dumbest of dumbasses at 18, and it's why I can't take teenagers seriously. All the respect in the world to Cyphinx, but like teenagers are some of the dumbest motherfuckers there are. Please! Don't taunt, you bitch. Thor, I love you to death. I want you to know that when you're 24 years old, there's going to be at least some aspect of your personality. This does not mean there's something wrong with you. That's not what I'm suggesting, but you will look back and go, God damn, bro. Like, really, you're going to be embarrassed, and that's okay. That's normal. That's part of growing up. Completely normal, and there's nothing wrong with you. Certainly not on a fundamental level. 18 was 14 years ago. God, I always forget how old you are. It's 9 years ago for me. Yeah, I'm too fucking close to 30, dude. It's actually terrifying. It doesn't sound like this guy has a support system. That's the hello. Yeah, no shit. No, Welty, you're on it. No social. Yeah, no shit. You're nailing it. He has nobody around him, or at least the people around him don't care to help him. Nobody helped him when he was a child.
That this girl was like throwing herself at them, right? But and here's the thing: even the same day, like while this is going on, at the time, even when she starts following me and talking to me after class, right? And she's asking me all these questions. Even then, I was just so caught up in like how nervous I was that she's talking to me. I didn't realize this is her trying to. She wants me to ask her out or something, you know? She's trying to come on to me. She was rubbing my leg with her foot under the table, staring at me seductively. I mean, that's
what does that even mean? I don't trust this person. I don't trust this person to be able to identify seduction in a look. This is not the guy to like look to for that. I probably didn't need to pause just to make that point, but like it's worth. You have to take that kind of thing with a grain of salt from this fucking guy.
Picked up on it if she had literally told me if she had literally said to me, come up to me, looked me right in the eye and said to me, I want you to fuck me. If she had literally said to me, I want you to rail me, I want you to fuck my brains out, I probably would not have picked up on it.
That is not real. That is not how anybody talks. It's certainly not people who don't have an established relationship. He's porn brained. That's not real. But I understand what he's saying, that it could be that extreme and he wouldn't have picked up on it. I don't agree. I don't think the problem is you wouldn't have picked up on it. I think the problem is it would have been an unwanted advance and you're having trouble squaring that with what your masculinity is telling you you're supposed to feel.
I probably wouldn't. I know.
Yeah, for real.
I was that socially retarded. I would have just thought, she's joking around. She's having a laugh.
If that kills. I don't think it was going to kill. I homie stocked. My bad. It was an unfair stock, so I homied.
That keep me awake at night. Memories like this just continuously haunt me. And the thing is, it's cringe, but it's also kind of a fond memory for me, right? Because I'm never gonna have. I mean, that's that.
I would love to hear him justify that.
That's as far as I'm ever going to get with a girl. That's as
so.
Why? My leg with her foot.
Why is that as far as you're going to get? Why? Why have you made that decision? Because that is a decision you're making now. Because that's not real life. You're not a. You don't possess magical powers that I do not. You cannot see the power or see the future, and I know this on the basis that I cannot see the future. So what the fuck are you talking about? Like, he's literally got fucking like black pill Reddit brain, and it's so fucking hard to see. It's overselling the story. I think comes with that ever so often. I think most people do. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Under the table and look at me seductively, that's as far as I'm ever gonna get with a girl. I'm pretty sure. Like, at this point, it's so over. I mean, I've given up, but man, I don't know. I need to do something. I've been thinking about joining like a boxing class or something. I do work out a little bit at home, and I go on bike rides. I have a bicycle. I go on bike rides sometimes, trying to lose a little bit of weight. I'm not like obese, but I'm a little bit overweight. I'm trying to get in better shape.
Buddy.
Yeah, and so maybe I should join some like kind of group. I was thinking of they have like
oh my
boxing
god,
in
wait a
my
minute.
area, and there's like a group class.
I think he's about to have like an actual moment.
I don't know if there would be girls there. I mean, I don't really care. I need to even just make male friends, if anything.
I would tell you no, you don't, Gore.
But I don't know. I'm looking into the boxing thing because that's kind of something I've always wanted to do. I feel like that would make me more confident if I felt like I'd be able to, defend myself.
And he just fucking loses it immediately. He fucking takes what's supposed to be like, oh, I need social connection, and turns it into, how can I reinforce my masculinity through some fucking social task? God damn it. He's so fucking close. And that's like the worst. Like, he was so fucking close. No, you need to go fucking... You need to go play Magic the Gathering. And that's what you need to do. You need to join a Dungeons and Dragons group. That's what you need to do. Don't worry about the gender makeup of it either. Bro, you don't need to separate that way. First of all, I don't trust most men to help men like you. I really just don't. I think most men are cowards. Sorry. That's my perception. I have very little faith in them. But also, like... You can't be around women. You're actually unironically just not ready for it. So since there's no good middle ground here, how about we just don't worry about it? How about we just make the focus like getting friends regardless of sex? Of gender, rather. How much you want to bet this guy has some fucking unhealthy opinions on transgender people? That's just a feeling I have. Couldn't imagine why. Accidentally input an extra jump. I could have probably edge guarded based on that, but I input an extra jump.
in a fight, although...
Insert facepalm meme. Yeah, no shit.
I'm 35 years old.
Hey, Gord, can you tell me the winning Powerball ticket?
Oh,
yeah.
Point,
Welty, that doesn't work because he's not American. Powerball is the national lottery in America. It's called the Powerball.
I would actually need to defend myself. Should have learned how to box back in when I was a kid, but... I mean, it is what it is. I need to do something to at least get out of the house, so I'm looking into that. Or
yes,
I'll just continue to lay down
do it.
I don't know.
No,
way,
don't lay down and nap, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, that's it.
That's that it? Alright, I'm gonna change to the next one. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. It's fucking painful to sit here and fucking listen.
I fail.
This next one is called I Fail at Everything I Do.
At everything I do. And throughout my entire life, that's always been the case. I've always been a
It's where Americans win millions of dollars and ruin their lives, right?
failure. So today I just wanted to go over some of the things that throughout my life, some of the failures I've had, some of the various things that I've failed at, and just talk a little bit about how I don't know what it is, if I'm cursed or something, but it's...
I hope
know
he
I'm not
doesn't
the only
sincerely
one. I'm
believe
sure
that.
there's someone out there that can relate, but it's just like, I really tried, or I have tried earlier in my life by now. I mean, I don't really try anymore because it's obviously just over for me at this point, but...
God, and then...
I tried a lot.
This is where we wander into boring territory, where it's like, I don't fucking want to listen to you self-deprecate. It means nothing to me. It doesn't speak to me. I don't identify with it. And I don't fucking feel bad for you. I do feel bad for him, but not about these, like, specific, oh, it'll never be okay again. You are... First of all... It's intellectually lazy to just like, it's just like, no. We're not doing this. We're not playing this fucking game. But secondly, like, it's cowardice. Like, I hate to break it to him and his fucking fragile masculinity or sense of masculinity. That is like the peak of cowardice. That is like, I want to be clear. I'm not suggesting anybody harm themselves. That is not what I'm saying. That being said, it's like, okay, we'll die then. Like, just lay down and die. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? You know, like... I'm not suggesting anybody do that, but I suspect everybody understands what I'm saying. It is the height of cowardice, in my opinion. It's a $2 piece of paper that... Yeah. Still talking about the lottery.
I tried to do different things. I tried to play sports. I tried to play guitar. I tried to get in good shape.
Well, you didn't try very fucking hard if you're not actively playing guitar. You can learn guitar.
I consistently failed at everything.
I don't believe you. I literally just don't believe you.
And it's so so frustrating when just the advice that normies try to give to a guy like me.
What kind of insurance does this
people
guy
give me
have?
the
I can
advice
find out
of,
help tonight.
oh, you just gotta put
No,
yourself out there, man. You just gotta put
no shit, Divine. No fucking shit.
yourself out there, you know. You just gotta
Yeah,
make
that's his
opportunities
whole.
happen.
That's
And
his
it's
whole
just like,
fucking thing, Multi. That's like his
I did
whole.
try.
You're describing
Man, I
his
tried.
personality.
I put in the effort. I put in the effort.
No,
to
you
overcome my
didn't.
anxiety.
You're such a
I put in the effort
pussy.
to overcome my social anxiety. I
Now
put
I'm
in
just
the
being
effort
mean.
to,
And actually, I
try and
shouldn't
get
talk
checked.
about
I put in
toxic
the effort to
masculinity and
try
then
to
call
make
him in
friends by
pussies. I shouldn't be
participating
doing that.
in social group activities.
I hold that
completely
L
ignorant.
as well. We all need to
And I
unlearn
failed.
our fucking
I
shitty
failed
habits.
everything I ever tried to do. So let's reminisce a little bit. All right, let's reminisce. When I was a kid, I played sports year round. I played sports year round as a kid. I played, let's see, so I played baseball, I played basketball, I played soccer, I played football. I played all these sports. So I was playing sports in every season, all the way up until I played baseball all the way up through 8th grade. And what did I get for it?
What do you
I rode the
mean?
bench.
Was it
Every
fun?
Sport, I rode the bench. I got to play, you know, because in youth sports, it's like a rule. The coaches have to put every single player in every game
True.
for at least like a little bit. So, you know, when I played baseball, I would get to play 2 or 3 innings or something like that, right? When I played basketball, I might get to go in for like maybe a quarter, you know, maybe a quarter, or maybe not even a whole quarter, but at least for a couple minutes. And I tried to get better. I gave it my all at practice, every practice. I tried, but
Bro, not everyone's a
there's
goddamn
nothing I
athlete.
could
It's
do. I mean, I'm
okay.
just-
This is not
I'm not
indicative of
athletic.
something
And
being wrong with
part of
you.
the reason that I played sports as a kid was it wasn't even necessarily out of interest in the sports. I mean, yeah, like
I
any
played
kid,
sports
had
as a
the-
kid because
the
my
cope, the
fucking
delusional
parents put
belief
me in
that, like,
sports as a
I'm
kid.
gonna make it to the pros. I'm gonna be good, but it's like, you know, it didn't take me long to figure that out. To figure out that I had no no chance of ever like actually being.
Yeah,
good at a
not
sport.
with that
But I did at
fucking
least have the
attitude,
thought that, you know,
dog.
maybe this is how I can make friends. Maybe I'll actually be able
That's
to
a
make
good
friends.
reason. That's a
No,
great
didn't happen.
reason.
Didn't happen. Didn't even almost.
Yes,
happen.
because you're
When
fucking
as bad at
autistic,
sports
and I'm
as-
not
because
insulting
the
you.
thing is, know, like I said, coaches would be forced to put me in a game. They didn't want to. They would be forced to put me in the game every now and then. And, you know, sometimes I would manage to just, God, like whatever sport it was, when I was put in the game, I would always be hoping like, God, I hope the ball doesn't come to me. I hope the ball doesn't come to me. Because if it did, I would
So you
somehow
didn't, just so
find-
you lied to me. So you fucking lied. You didn't put in the effort. You didn't want to play at all. Shut the fuck up, dude. Come on. Like when you lost to, we're fucking still talking about the lottery. Even the basic ones were, oh my god, we're still talking about the lottery.
a way to ruin it. Like for example, I remember one time my baseball team, even though I was on the team, you know, we had a pretty good team, and we actually made it to the final game of the city tournament. So we made it to the city tournament, and then we made it all the way to the final game. Well, the final game, it came down to my team. We were down. It was the bottom of the 9th inning. My team was down by 1 run. Okay,
I
we were
tried.
down by 1 run. We had a man on third base. No lie, no lie. I'm not making this up. We were down 1 run. We had a man on third base, and I came up to bat. We had 2 outs. What do you think happened?
What do you
What do
mean?
you think
Shit
happened? All I had to
happens,
do,
dude. It's
if
not
I
the
had, you know,
fucking
all I had to do
travesty
was
you're
get on base.
acting like it is.
All I had to do was get on base. And
Sorry, Keo. I've been really confused. The story reminds me of the kid in my freshman football team where my coach told me to get into the game but refused because his dad... Wait, let me reread that. The story reminds me of the kid on my fresh... God, I'm fucking this up so bad. This story reminds me of the kid on my freshman football team where my coach told him to go into the game but refused because his dad forced him to join the team. I've been literally... He ended up being the most socially awkward kid in my class. You know, well, yeah, because he didn't want to be there. Like, and like, you have to fucking like give that kid some credit, right? He didn't want to be there. He didn't ask to be there. He didn't want to play. That's okay, man. Not everybody wants to fucking do that. Like, this is not fucking wild what I'm out here saying.
we would have won the game.
I
Well,
love
guess, you
baseball.
know,
I
if
used to
had
love
lost,
baseball. I
then
don't
we
love it
wouldn't
so much
necessarily
anymore.
have
I'm
won,
gonna be
but
honest with
we
you. I'm
would've, you know,
mostly
the
disinterested
top
in the
of our order
sports
would
ball.
have come up, and we would have had a good chance. All I had to do was get on base, and this was for the city tournament. What do
I'm
you think
connecting
happened?
to you, Keo.
I struck out. I struck out swinging at
Yeah, dog, it
wild
happens.
pitches. I'm talking wild pitches. I'm talking about I struck out swinging at a pitch that the catcher didn't even catch. The catcher was unable to catch it.
No joke.
And
No joke. Probably spent. We're still talking about the lottery.
I struck out swinging at a pitch that the catcher wasn't even able to catch. And we lost the city tournament. I mean, how do you
I
think
played the
the other kids
Powerball
on my
like
team, what do you
3
think they
times in
thought
my
about
life.
me? How do you think they felt about me, the shy, quiet kid that they're already not like?
Yeah,
friends
how
with?
am I?
The kid-
But you little bitch. How am I supposed to change your opinion on a fucking? How am I supposed to change your mind on a subjective opinion? Shut the fuck up. Also, I'd try golf. I'd fuck with golf. Honestly, my biggest fucking issue with golf is that it's literally acres and acres and acres and acres and acres of absolutely fucking nothing but grass. It is such a fucking waste of space. Like, actually, like, eat the rich, fine, but after you've eaten the rich, burn down their fucking golf courses. But also, I'd play golf. Whatever, fuck it.
That's already, misses the ball every time it's hit to him. What do you think
Soccer's fun.
how they felt about me?
And
After I
soccer
struck
pitches
out
are
to
a lot
wild
fucking,
pitch with
or
a man
football
on third
pitches for
base,
our European
bottom of the
homies,
ninth inning in the season.
are a lot
What do you think they thought about me? Well, I can tell
are a lot more resource efficient than golf courses.
you they weren't nice about it. Man, that memory still haunts me. That memory truly haunts me. But I mean,
If
that's how
it
was my whole
haunts
life,
you, you
playing
need to
sports as a
fucking go
kid.
see a
I
therapist.
was so
Dog.
bad at sports that I had to cope that oh, I'm gonna participate in sports, and even if I'm not good at it, the other kids will respect me, because that's what people say. They're like,
Stick
just
your
play
ups.
sports. The other kids on the team will at least respect you for putting in the effort. If you like really go out there, hustle, give it 100%, everyone will respect you.
Yo,
and
for fuck's
it'll be
sake,
easy
are
to
we
make
playing
friends.
Melee or are we
The
not
sports
playing
thing is
Melee?
like a
What's going on?
brotherhood, and it's just no.
Golf with
I mean,
friends?
there's a truth
Oh,
to it. The
you
sports
know
thing
what?
is like a
That's old as
brotherhood,
fuck,
but
but
it
I
was like
totally
they
play
were
it.
in the brotherhood and I wasn't. Even though I was on the team, it's like they saw me as being like on the opponent's team, or I was an adversary within the team somehow, because putting me in the game just made them more likely to
Okay.
lose. So it was like I was working against them. So I was the enemy. So I wasn't on the team. I wasn't part of the brotherhood. Okay, so that's one thing. Sports. That's one thing I utterly failed at. Okay, what else have I failed? Let's talk about all my failures. What else we got? I failed at guitar. So around like, I don't know, around age 14, 15,
You didn't
something
fail
like
at
that,
guitar.
I
You
started
gave
thinking,
up.
You know what? I grew my hair long. I started listening to some cool rock music, some cool like indie rock music, and I thought, hey, I'll play guitar. I'll be a cool indie rocker kind of kid. I'll be a cool indie rocker kind of kid. Then I'll be popular because I'll be good at guitar. When I have a talent and I'm good at guitar, I'll make friends. It'll be easy to make friends.
No,
Girls will
you'll
be all
still
over me. Girls love that.
when you're good at guitar, you'll be just as fucking autistic as before you learned how to fucking play the guitar. You dumb shit.
They can play guitar. All of that might be true. I don't know, because man, I took guitar lessons and I don't know what it was. I
Gave
so
up.
one thing,
That's
one
what it
problem I've always
was.
had that contributes a lot to all my failures throughout life is man, I'm just not able to like focus on something and just sit down. For the most part, with most things, I'm just not able to sit down, focus, and like actually do it. So with this, I practice guitar every now and then, but I guess not enough. I mean, I don't know. I remember practicing for
What
like
do
a
you
couple
mean
hours
you
every
guess
day,
not
an hour or
enough?
two
Do
every
you know
day,
how to play the
maybe
guitar?
most
No,
days of the
it
week,
wasn't
maybe every single
enough.
day, and then I would have
What are you even
lessons 1 or 2
talking
days a week where I would,
about?
go to a place and there was like a guitar teacher, and he would help me. And man, I just remember every time when it came time to go to the lessons, I would always be so nervous, just afraid to
Because
demonstrate
you're
what I've learned,
autistic as
'cause I was always trying to get
shit,
some homework,
bro.
all I'm supposed to learn or whatever. And I did practice a little bit, but I guess not enough, because I
You're
was
the
never able
aspiest of
to- right, so I would
aspies.
just go in there and just
I
fail
love you for
miraculously,
it.
fail
Go get help.
spectacularly, and just embarrass myself in front of the teacher. And he would he would try to be nice, but eventually he was just like, I mean, he eventually, after I don't know, like a year or something, he basically kicked me out of taking lessons. He was pretty much like, look, you haven't progressed. You
Wait,
must not be
wait,
practicing, you
no.
just
I don't believe you because he was being paid. I'm almost certain he was being paid. He was not giving this service out for free. He did not decide, I don't want your money anymore, please, because you're not getting good. I just don't believe you. Like, I'm sorry. There's something about that that doesn't add up. I'm not necessarily calling you a liar. It's entirely possible that you've forgotten what transpired, but that is just not what happened. I don't know what else to say.
haven't progressed. If you're not going to take this seriously, then this isn't going to work out. He pretty much said all that to me, and then when my mom came to pick me up, he talked to my mom about it, about how I'm not focused enough or something. I don't know. Then him and my
I don't
mom
know. I'm
together-
just making shit
This is
up.
so fucking cringe.
I
Me and my
don't
mom
believe
actually
any of
together
this.
Right there in the lobby of the guitar place. They asked me if I wanted to continue, and I was like, I guess not. Even though I kind
What?
of still wanted to be good at guitar, but I did at that point, by that time, accept that it was over, that I was not going to be able to do it. And I don't know what it is, because I did practice an hour or two a day, like I said, and I guess that's not enough to actually,
Yeah,
be
well,
good
it
enough at
is.
guitar to
No, it
not
is.
get kicked out of your guitar lessons. And I feel like that's got to be a pretty low bar, right?
You're 30
Because
fucking
as a
five.
kid,
You know
like,
how
we
many
were paid to
fucking
take the
hours
lessons.
you'd have
So I
logged
don't
on the
know what
guitar
this
if you
guitar
kept
coach,
doing
guitar
that?
teacher,
Like,
but to be like, for him to basically just tell me, I'm not going to teach you anymore.
I just
or
don't
that's what it
believe
felt
this
like. It was
story.
just-
That's what it felt like, dog. What do
I
you
don't know, man.
mean?
It's
You're
so
leaving
brutal.
something out of
It's
this
just- it's brutal.
story.
It's what it is. Okay, so I failed at sports. I failed at guitar. What else did I fail at? Lots of things,
You
but,
gave up.
What else? Let's see. I failed in my career. I actually have a degree. I'm not going to say what it's in. I have a STEM degree. Okay, I have a good degree.
I'm about to get angry. I'm going to become very angry if he goes on to talk about a college degree right now. How fucking dare you? I played the harmonica. It's bad. You're such a dumb bitch. I played the clarinet and loved it. I played the trumpet and I loved it too. That's a whole story that we won't get into. That's my trauma though. My fucking teacher, I guess we will get into it. My teacher, as like some kind of weird form of punishment, hid my trumpet from me, made me miss a concert while I cried my eyes out because I thought someone had stolen it. And I watched him produce it from a closet after the concert and give it to me and tell me not to leave it in his classroom next time. So like, yeah, I don't know. That fucked me up a little bit, but we're not gonna worry about that. Oh, there's something wrong. I'm stream buffering. I don't know if this is working, if y'all can hear me. Oh, is it fine now, or are we back? It still says the connection's bad. You can hear me? I need some feedback. I need to know if you guys can hear me or not. I don't know if this seems okay now. It still says that there's a connection issue, but I'm streaming 20,000 bits a second, but it's fluctuating like mad. Yeah, so I'm having internet issues right now, but I'm not DC'd, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, give me drop fucking ones in the chat if we're good to go. Hang on, yo, I want to make sure that everybody's good. I'm gonna wait for some people to drop me some fucking ones. It looks fine on my end, so I'm gonna assume it's fine. You're gonna have to tell me if there's a problem.
I have a degree that most people, when people list off useless degrees and stuff,
Alright,
my degree is
cool.
not on that list. I have a
Thank
degree
you.
that is considered a good degree that you should easily be able to get a job in. And I had a job. I did. It was a lot of work, but I did eventually manage to somehow get a job. I mean, I think
You mean
the job
somehow?
market was doing
What are
good
you
at the
talking
time.
about?
This was, I can't even remember what year, but the job market was doing
Really?
pretty good, and I managed to get a job, decently high-paying job. Wasn't making six figures, but I was making a good living. I think I was making about 60K, something like that. And
Thank you.
man, I should have been able to just kind of coast in that career because the job itself, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard. Yet I worked at that job for I think 3 or 4 years. Every time we had like,
Okay, how much you want to bet that my response at the end of this fucking stupid ass dry diatribe is gonna be "You're autistic, go see a therapist"?
yearly review, right? Performance reviews. At every single performance review, I got a horrible score. Like my supervisors would just tell me like straight to my face at the review, like, look, the biggest criticism I always got is like, look, man, you gotta speak up more. You've got to say something during meetings. It's like you're not even there.
You're
And
telling
I
me
totally
you're
understand
fucking
it was
showing
like that. And it sucks
fucking
because when it
symptoms
came
of
to-
some
when it came
form
to
of
the technical aspects of the job,
autism? Really?
technical job, I was at least, I think, probably not good. You know, I wouldn't even say I was good at the technical aspects of the job, but I wasn't horrible at it. But the problem I had, I probably was good enough at the technical aspects of the job to keep the job, to like not get laid off. But my feedback in all my performance reviews was always that, man, I even had a supervisor tell me, like during a performance review, he said, look, man, you've got to at least try bullshitting. He said, try bullshitting with some people. Try just talking to anybody. Try making some conversation.
Oh my god. Oh my
When you're
god.
being
I
told
could
in a
fucking
performance
write this
review
guy's
to just
fucking
make
biography
conversation
for
with
him.
coworkers in general, like not even
Jesus.
related to the job at all. So brutal. It's so fucking brutal. I mean, at that point, you
Yeah,
know
it's pretty
brutal at
rewarding.
that point. And yeah, I would
Wealthy.
get horrible performance reviews, usually related to my abilities to communicate or my lack of ability to communicate. And I mean, I agree with the assessment. I would have given myself poor ratings in the performance reviews. I didn't get fired from the job. I actually did not get laid off. But here's probably the biggest, what makes this such a big failure, what makes my career aspirations such an enormous, astronomical failure. I quit my job.
Get dicked on.
I quit my job. I quit my job because I thought in my head, and this is how
Creative outlets
your
are
life
essential,
is
Wealthy.
just so in the gutter like mine is. You cope in ways that you would have never, that most people could never consider. And one of my delusions, my delusional cope, was that I'm gonna make it on YouTube. I'm gonna be a big YouTuber. So I actually quit my job to start a YouTube channel and start making YouTube videos. And I thought I was gonna make it. I had, taught myself some video editing skills, some audio editing skills. I thought, I'm gonna make it on YouTube. I'm gonna make this my career. What do you think happened?
Gave up?
I failed. I failed at YouTube. That's just another
Define
failure.
failed,
I guess
you
I'm
dumb
kinda
bitch.
trying YouTube again now, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think this channel is going to go anywhere. Or I don't think.
Yeah, I
these videos I'm
know.
putting out
That's
lately,
why
I mean,
they,
just
man, the
basically
stream is called The
venting to void.
Uncomfortable
I know there
Stream.
are some channels like that that do well, but knowing how my life goes, it's not going to be like that for me. So there's some failures. I failed at sports, failed at guitar, I failed in my career.
I gave up, I
failed
gave up, I
my
gave
second
up.
try at a different
I
career,
won't get help
YouTube,
from my
content
autism.
creation.
I
What
won't
else have I failed
fucking...
at? Well, one thing I would say, one thing that I actually didn't exactly fail at, but kind of failed at, I would say getting in shape, like getting jacked. I thought I'm gonna get jacked. It's another one of my delusions, another one of my codes.
No, it's another one of your
I'm gonna start
fucking
lifting weights. I'm gonna get absolutely jacked. I'm gonna get shredded. I'm gonna get ripped, and then let's see a girl reject me. But it's not even that, because I mean,
because that's not how women work.
To, have the courage to even approach them or speak to them.
It's true.
But I thought my cope was, I thought I'm gonna get absolutely jacked, and then I'm gonna have the confidence to talk to girls. I'm gonna get absolutely fucking shredded.
Actually, yeah, that's a mistake. That's not gonna work for you. I have more fucking insight into your life from 4 YouTube videos than you do, and you're living the life. No, that was never going to work for you, because that's not the problem. I'm so fucking annoyed. Like, holy Christ, my dude. Fucking, I'm gonna actually, like, end up screenshotting the comment you left, Divine. Not as, like, an actual offer, but as, like... Because it's, like, hysterical to me that you said it. What insurance does this guy have? I'll get him help tonight. Come on. Like, fucking for real. Also, actually, on that note, Divine, I think it's really cool that you've been around stream lately. It's, like, actually super cool. I'm glad you've been here. And I could actually probably do better about floating around your streams, so I'm gonna make an effort to do that. You stream a lot later. My schedule's kind of... I've kind of stopped pretending I'm a guy who gets up at 6 in the morning, because I'm just not. And so my schedule has kind of shifted back to where it usually, historically has been. So I don't have to worry about Miss fucking BPD ruining my fucking life, you know? Fact, I'm still on the clock. Yeah, well, hey, man, a lot of motherfuckers, Welty brings that, a lot of you fuckers bring that up. A lot of people bring it up. They're like, yeah, no, I'm just working. It's like, cool. Honestly, no, that's great. You know what's funny, Kyo, is I don't know how to play this character still, and it just feels that way. It just feels like I don't know how to play this fucking character. Gave up. Dude, he sounds like me. No, he doesn't, Gord. Let's not even fucking equivocate. He does not sound like you. First of all, if you want my opinion on that, I think you, from what I know of you, I think you just take too much on. I think you just overestimate your ability to handle X, Y, and Z at the same time. That's not what he's doing. What he's doing is making excuses. What he's doing is refusing to get help because it's easier to pretend it's something else. This person is not well. You are not this person. Fuck me. Good shit, GG.
And then
it's called dying alone. So that's like mean. That's mean. Like I don't want to punch down like that, but it sure as fuck made me laugh. Holy Christ, man. Good shit, Welty.
Myself out there and make a change in my life. What do you think happened?
You gave up?
Believe it or not, I mean, I actually got in pretty decent shape. Okay. Did it help? No. And
yeah, because that's not the problem. We've already established that. Why can't this guy?
I was kind of shredded, and I tried.
Why does this guy not know all my arguments? He should know what I'm gonna say so that he doesn't say stupid shit. Yes, you're autistic as fuck, dude. That was never gonna fix the problem. Go see a therapist, for fuck's sake. Which, by the way, and if this guy had ever seen a therapist, he would have brought it up by now. He would have already mentioned it by now if he'd already seen therapy. And he'd have all kinds of reasons why it doesn't work for him, and it would just be a bunch of stupid bullshit.
Oh, I tried all the dating apps, okay? I tried all of the dating apps. I tried Tinder, Hinge, Bumble.
Well, that's why this kind of segment is good, Welty.
I tried those 3.
This kind of segment is good, Welty, because you can use it like a podcast. Because you don't actually have to look at the screen. I'm just, like, losing to Kyo because I don't know how to play this character. I'm gonna learn, though. I want to switch mains. I was watching fucking some old Mango combo videos of Mango's Captain Falcon, and I was going like, oh my god. Captain Falcon kind of fucking sick, though.
I used pictures. I thought pretty good pictures. I used pictures that showed off how shredded I was. And what do you think happened? What was my result? How many matches would you guess I got? 0. 0 matches. Actually, I think on, I don't remember which app it was. I did get 1 or 2 matches on one of the apps, and well,
he's so fucking funny. He's like, 0 matches. Okay, there were some matches. What the fuck?
1, the girls I matched with were absolute ogres. Absolute.
Oh my god, this fucking guy is so... Alright.
Absolute ogres. I'm talking about, I didn't even match with Fiona as an ogre.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and first of all, this, like... Never mind. It's not even starting out. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we're probably talking about 6s and 7s. Unreasonable to, like, label people that way, but just for perspective, that's probably what he's talking about.
Okay. I'm talking about, I matched with Shrek. And you know what? I'm that desperate. I am that desperate that I messaged Shrek. on the dating app.
You're such a
What do you
little
think she said it was
bitch. I'm
How do
becoming
you think
angry
that
now.
conversation went? It didn't go at all.
Because
That's
you're
what happened. It didn't
fucking
go at all. I got
autistic,
rejected
dog!
by the female equivalent of Shrek. And this is me having photos that, when I'm actually pretty damn jacked. Pretty damn ripped.
The problem isn't the photos! Come on, dude!
Chalk that up as another failure in my absolutely screwed up life.
No, chalk it up as another fucking inability
even know
to
what to do anymore,
fucking
man.
self-reflect. I know what to do!
Like I said, I'm thinking of joining a boxing gym, doing some group classes. Maybe this is, it probably is just another cope, another hopeless
Oh my
delusion.
god. Stop with the fucking Reddit
I might as well
buzzwords,
do that,
dog.
Otherwise, I just lay down and rot here in my room.
Oh, I have no jump
That's
apparently.
probably what I'll do. I'm probably not even gonna.
Female equivalent of Shrek, did I hear that right? Yeah, he's actually, he doesn't, I don't know if you've been here for any of those parts yet, but he doesn't think women are people. He doesn't see them as people. He doesn't understand them as people because he has no experience with them. And his ability to understand other people broadly is extremely limited. That is the major sickness he has. He will, well, that's not entirely true, but he really struggles to understand other people. And he doesn't understand that that's the problem. And so it leads him to say very strange things. But women specifically, he has so little interaction and understanding of. First of all, he says he lives with his father. I would never fucking rag on a 35-year-old about their fucking paper. You're not going to catch me doing that. It's perfectly fucking normal to live with your goddamn parents at this... in this fucking economy, in this fucking generation. It's completely fucking normal to live with your parents. There's nothing fucking wrong or shameful about it. That being said, I was not surprised when he specified that the parent he lived with was his father. There's nothing surprising about that to me. Like, nothing at all, man. Somebody taught you this shitty form of masculinity. And also, I don't know, just strikes me as somebody who has so little fucking understanding of women that it's hard to believe he even has a mom. I don't know his story as far as that goes, though. Dude complains about matching with certain women. He's literally negative 1 million in the personality department. The mistake you're making, Divine, honestly, is that the mistake you're making, I don't even know if you're making a mistake, but if I were to identify a mistake in what you're saying, it's that he's literally incapable of perceiving that on his own. He literally does not have the fucking capability of seeing what you're saying. And if you said it directly to him, he would have weird little fucking excuses and buzzwords as to why you're wrong. He's not capable of reflecting on it because he's autistic. Because he needs fucking help. Woo! I'm the best! Sorry, that was good.
Like, yeah,
He needs to stop looking at the body, but for the soul. Well, this dude needs to, like, actually not get a girlfriend, first of all. He's not ready for that. That's why I was saying, hey, man, I don't trust men to handle you with any sort of finesse, and you're super not ready to interact with women. So, you know, maybe go join a fucking D&D group and make some friends, some normal friends, and have it not be about sex or anything in that capacity. Do you think this guy spent any amount of time asking himself whether or not he's gay? Because I'm going to go ahead and say, no, he's literally not had that conversation. What I'm saying is, like, go discover yourself a little bit and learn how to be around other people. Get a therapist first. Holy shit. He's a walking L and he wonders why he's single. No, that's why I'm really confused. Well, about, like, why we're... I don't know if I've been... hella gay. I bet his dad is worse. It's entirely possible. I don't have enough perspective to know if that's true, Wealthy, but it's within the realm of possibility. He needs to stop looking at the body, but for the soul. I already answered that, but yeah, actually, he needs to look for friends first, and then, yes, you're correct. Once he knows how to socialize and interact with other people, then he'll have a chance to, like, discover what it is that actually fucking matters. He'll get laid, too. Can I tell you something? Your first time getting laid, it's extremely cathartic. It's actually extremely cathartic. I'm not suggesting it's super important, because I think also I would never criticize this person for being a virgin at 35. This world is, like, hard, and he's living this world on extra hard. He's playing fucking insanity on his first playthrough of a game he's never fucking played before. And that's literally what's happening. Like, I can't even imagine how exhausting it must be to be this guy. I can't even fucking begin to imagine how exhausted this person must be living life this way. And the thing is, and we can't underestimate that. It's never going to be as simple as we feel like it is. Nice tech, Kyo. He has a lot of work to do, and he's perfectly capable of doing the work. He has it in him to do it. It's whether or not, you know, he's going to feel motivated. He's playing the Dark Souls of dating. He's playing the Dark Souls of life. Good. If my kids said anything like that, I'd kick their fucking ass. Like, dude, come on. This is deeply unhelpful, this whole thing you're doing.
I'm not even going to be able to do that. high inhibition is truly a bitch, man. It is
Yes,
truly
yes.
just,
Don't take any
you've got social
responsibility for
anxiety like
anything.
this, which, you know, why do I have such low confidence in social anxiety? Probably
Because you're
as we've just
autistic!
gone over, as we just talked
Wait,
about,
what
I
was
fail
his
at
reason?
everything I
Hang
do.
on.
That's probably why. That's
What
probably
excuse
why I'm
did
like
he
this.
just use? I
Just
really
gone
want to
over
know.
this. High inhibition is truly a bitch, man. It is truly just, when you've got social anxiety like this, which, you know, why do I have such low confidence in social anxiety? Probably because, as I've just gone over, as we just talked about, I fail at everything I do. That's probably why.
No! That's not why. You're so fucking blind. You're so fucking far away from the truth. I'll say it again. You're shadowboxing the fucking. You're fucking shadowboxing the shadows. I'm gonna play that video
guys
actually.
like me end up with all these copes, all these.
This is a recent video. This is 3 days ago. I'm gonna play this one. 2.1 thousand views. This fucking guy is like in the pipeline to Griffland.
Just because we've been.
I keep talking about this one, so I'm just gonna play it
over and over again. In the same way that we end up with delusions, all the Stacys and Beckys of the world also end up with their copes and delusions. But the source of all their cope and delusion, it's not from being beaten down by life. It's from the opposite. It's from constantly being confident.
Okay, so again,
constantly being built up by life.
So again, women aren't people. Women aren't people. If you're a woman, you're living life on easy mode, and society fucking lifts you up, and you're not allowed to have anything that like deviates from his impression of what being a woman is. And we're talking about a guy who has literally zero experience with any woman, other than being sexually fucking harassed by one and being too fucking autistic to know how to say anything about it. Which, again, to be clear, is not an insult. I feel very badly for him for having gone through that. But like, dude, shut your fucking mouth. Get off YouTube. You can't be teaching people this. You can't be reciting this nightmare fucking garbage. You're broken. You're not broken, but you're deeply fucking sick, dude. You're deeply fucking sick. And I really need you to stop fucking, like, eulogizing to children. Because that's what you're doing. Grown-ass adults don't usually identify with this bullshit. It's really not normal. The reason... I'm being too hard now. It's not that it's not... You're neuroatypical as fuck. You need help. You need help that other people are not coming from the same place that you are. Okay, so shitty.
So
Wait, what's gonna end up happening, Welties? He's gonna end up with... He's gonna end up... No! God damn it! I fucking completely reject... Gore, you do not suffer from the same thing that this person suffers from. You just don't. You might see some fucking analogs between your behavior and his, but this is not... It's not... First of all, no. No. I don't know you well enough to be able to identify every problem that you have. Maybe you're autistic. I don't fucking know. But you're not completely fucking incapable of interacting with other people. That's what I'm saying is don't fucking take yourself that low, dog. You suffer from being too handsome. And Keo, you suffer from being too nice to people as a way to fucking like deflect from the fact that you don't love yourself enough. You're a completely worthy and beautiful person in your own right, and you deserve more love from yourself.
For you. So the main thing that kind of motivated...
Also, because he didn't come up yet, Divine is an objectively sexy troubadour. There you go.
Me to make this video
now I've love bombed all of you.
There's this new YouTuber, this girl on YouTube, and I don't know how old she is. She's pretty young. I think she's maybe like 20 or 21, something like that. And I'm not going to say her name or the name of the channel in this video, but basically all it is she makes a video every single day, and she has about 100 videos at this point, and she makes a video every single day. They're completely low effort, nothing edited. It's just a video of her sitting there, maybe she's walking, but she just talks to the camera. And oh my god,
yeah, it's called vlogging, my friend.
Is completely retarded.
So I don't trust this person, and I wish he had said the channel so that I could go fucking watch and verify it for myself, because I don't trust this person to identify anything as vapid or not vapid. Very strange to see you using my fucking character. Also, dash attacking, fucking bad juju, Doug. Short hop fair. Short hop fair is like the bread and butter, not the dash attack. You will get punished for dash attacking. You know what's so funny? I have kind of an advantage because the Marth Falcon matchup is 60-40, so I already have that advantage. But also, like, I know fucking Marsh so well, like, this is not gonna go great for you, I'm not gonna lie.
Everything she says is just completely retarded. All of her videos, she's either talking about how she's going to be a model and she has a perfect plan that, and it's kind of funny because it almost sounds like, it reminds me of listening to DBDR or someone like that, or even like listening back to myself and my own copes with the way this girl is.
I was actually, that was the point I was going to make, actually. You don't get to judge her for that when it's something you keep doing.
She's going to be a model, and it's like, yeah, she probably will succeed at being a model because, I mean, that's the thing I wanted to talk about, because her YouTube channel is completely low effort, and everything she talks about...
This is low effort! What do you call what you're doing? being wrong in rapid firing shitty opinions is the lowest of effort, dog. What do you mean? I edit my videos. My videos aren't good, but I edit them. Like what do you mean? Very good, Gimp. GG. There's actually very little I can do as Captain Falcon about you gimping me like that. Woo!
Give advice on something, but it's so stupid. She's just basically saying, she's just ranting for 10 minutes and saying nothing. It's a lot like my channel, except, you know, with my videos, I'm maybe ranting about nothing, but I'm not coping in any way that I'm giving advice or that anything I'm saying.
Yes, you are. That is explicitly what you're trying to do. Don't lie to me, pussy. I need to stop saying that, but don't lie to me, dog. You're fucking lying to me, and
she's killing it on YouTube. She is killing it in the algorithm. She's got about 100 videos now, and with literally putting out a video every single day. But all of her videos get, I mean, I'm looking at the most recent. She's got 7,000 views, 6,000 views, 4,000 views, 20,000 views, 10,000 views, just going down the line. And that doesn't seem like a lot, but she's releasing a video every single day. So it adds up. And her most popular videos, you know, she's got one from a month ago that's getting close to 250,000. She's got another one that's getting close to 200,000, another one at about 150,000, another one at 120,000, and then the next one's about 50,000. So, you know, it goes down like that, but to already have that many videos with that many views, releasing a video every single day, I mean, it's kind of like video diary type stuff, similar to
it's
what
called
my
vlogging.
videos are, except, you know, she's actually getting a lot of attention for it. You know, here I am with hardly any subscribers, hardly any views, and Stacy over here, man.
God, the only thing he can focus on, he can't focus on why the content is appealing, or what's different between his content, or what makes it low effort and makes his high effort. All he knows is that he doesn't like women. Like, that's... He doesn't think they're people. He doesn't think they live by the same rules. He doesn't think any of it's comparable.
You know, you can't even blame, when you hear a woman give advice, you know when a woman gives advice to a unwanted, desperate, celibate man, and she gives him advice and it's just the stupidest normie advice you've ever heard.
So the advice, I guaranteed, is going to be like really good advice that if he took, he would have to change something about himself, so he can't take it.
Completely impractical, just advice that is just completely divorced from reality.
How dare you
that's
use my skin? Oh god, this is not...
That's pretty much what all of this girl's videos are. But the thing is, you can't even blame her. And I was thinking about this. There's a book called The Republic by Plato, the philosopher Plato. And in the book, Plato makes a famous allegory. I think it's called the allegory of the cave. And it basically goes like, if you can imagine that there was some people that lived their entire life in a cave,
Nair, that was gross.
Cave. Let's say there's like a fire behind them, but these guys are chained up so they can only face one direction toward the wall. And there's a fire behind them, and there's some other people that basically they hold up shapes in front of the flame to cast shadows, right? So these guys they're stuck in the cave, chained up in the cave, staring at the wall. They're staring at basically puppet shadows on the wall, and that's all they know. And you can imagine if you lived your entire life just staring at the shadows on the wall, then the shadows on the wall are all you would know, right? You wouldn't really understand 3D reality. You would only know the two-dimensional dark black of the shadow puppets that you're staring at your entire life. And it's like, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, you know, all the Chads and Stacys and Beckys of the world,
shut the fuck up.
They're in the cave. Stacy is in the cave. She can't understand. That's why when Stacy gives advice, it's so out of this world, astronomically nonsensical. Because Stacy is chained up in the cave, staring at shadows on the wall. Stacy can't understand what it is, what it's like for us. She can't understand what it is like for a sub-5, for a low-value man. She can't understand what it's like for a high-inhibition, bald cell, old cell, trying to navigate.
I just gotta say it again. You're not low value. You're autistic, dog. That's the entire fucking problem. It's why the advice doesn't make sense to you. It's not because the advice is bad or because fucking Becky and Stacy are like living in the cave. It's, oh my god, that's not why. And the fucking Dunning-Kruger on this prick to like actually believe just fucking nonsense because it confirms his biases, because it's easier to believe there's something wrong with other people rather than like he has untreated neurodivergency. Like, the fucking audacity to claim that other people are living in the cave. I'll say it again. He's fucking shadowboxing the shadows while declaring how free he is. And actually, I have a better analogy. I don't remember who said this. I will find their name for the video because I intended to put it in the video. The dog that's chained to a pole doesn't recognize a restraint upon its freedom if it insists on sitting next to the pole all day. He's suffering from confirmation bias, and he won't, like... and he won't expand his method of thinking. He just refuses to. He refuses to acknowledge that it might be anything other than what he's laid it out to be, which is he's a failure because he's a sub-5 low-value man. Are you really comfortable with that being your fucking conclusion? Also, don't tell me you're not trying to give people advice. You are. This is explicitly what you fucking red pill or black pill motherfuckers do. You're like spreading your nonsense between each other. It's like a fucking virus. Bunch of fucking like aspy motherfuckers who won't go fucking see a therapist. It's fucking frustrating. Actually makes me mad. Right now I'm kind of failing school because I can't get myself to study even a bit. I can't help you with that because I was really bad at that too. Except to say that you can do it, and that if you want to do it, you will do it, and that if you can't, and that if you don't, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. You're not broken, Gore. Gore gets cookies and set it up in your mind.
Gay, this fucked up Earth.
Yeah, that.
She just can't understand because she's in the cave staring at shadows on the wall.
He's also just
And,
describing
in
a
the
difference
allegory
in
of the cave,
perception and
the
then
people that get out
insisting
of
that
the
it's
cave, and
his
that's how you
perception
become
that is
basically a
real.
Philosopher king or whatever, you know. But guys like me, I'm out of the cave, you know. I can see the world for what it really is, but does that
He
make me
says,
any kind of
actively
king?
shadow
Does that make me
boxing
any
the
kind of
shadows.
philosopher? Not really.
No, not
I mean,
at all.
If this whole analogy does kind of hold up because if you think
No,
about
it doesn't.
I mean,
It doesn't
look
hold up for a
pictures of
single
any
fucking
philosopher,
moment.
like they're all ugly as shit, right? Like every
Oh my
philosopher.
god, because that's because your perception of sexual attraction. First of all, women don't look at things the same way. All right, I'm supposed to say shit with my chest, right? Am I actually supposed to do that? Because I'm scared to, and I'm gonna trust you people, and I'm just gonna do it and be brave, and I'm gonna embrace it, and from now on, I'm gonna always do it. What? Get fucked. I completely agree, Welty. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing, boys. I really like girls. I really like them a lot. Girls are fucking great. I don't know what to say. I'm fucking pan as fuck. Like, literally, it's one of those things where people go, oh, the alphabet soup, LGBT, LMNOP, and I kind of felt that way about the idea of, like, pansexuality at all. And then I learned about it, and, like, I heard somebody describe it, and I went, oh my god. Oh my god. There's a word for it? Wait a minute, I didn't know there was a word for it. It was very shocking. I'm struggling to remember what my fucking point is. Why did I bring this up? What the fuck was I talking about? I got distracted by my anxiety. Oh yeah. As somebody who's like super comfortable on both sides of this fucking street, super comfortable on both sides of the street. Attractiveness in men is not the same as attractiveness in women, and the fact that you think that it is like, again, another part of the problem and another like facet of you being beyond fucking autistic. I hate to break it to you, dog, but like, you can be bald as shit and like get laid. Like, your hair's not the problem. I don't know how many more times I can say the same fucking thing. I don't know how many more fucking times I can say the same fucking thing. The problem is you have untreated fucking autism and you're completely disinterested in like actually solving the problem because you're benefiting somehow, mentally or psychologically or emotionally. You're benefiting from this shitty hole you put yourself in where you get to pretend to be a fucking victim, dog. And you are a victim in certain ways. There are certain traumas you've expressed that you can't even identify yourself as trauma because you need a fucking therapist. But like, I can only say the same thing so many times. And actually, it's about to like relieve me and make it so that I don't have to do this anymore. And I can just go focus on the script. That's the thing too. I worry about me specifically because it's such a like defined thing that I understand intimately that other people a lot of times just don't understand. I've actually joked openly with Divine before about like, I'm not gonna fucking talk to about my sexuality. Oh boy, this is that masculinity thing again, where it's like, really, like, you can't talk about certain things because you're going to be treated a certain way. You're going to be made the butt of a joke. And I don't handle that very well. I'm going to be honest. It's actually a flaw of mine. I don't handle humor at my expense very well. Because actually, it's okay to, like, get ribbed a little bit every once in a while. And I do it to people. I fucking rip on people a little bit. But, like, I just don't handle it very well. I really struggle with it. It really makes me unhappy very quickly. I don't know, just very reflexively. I don't fucking, why are you like making fun of me? Yeah, it is my, yeah, fuck you. Also, I'm like brave as shit. What are you talking about? I'm 10 feet tall and fucking bulletproof. I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want. Put me in a fucking room. I won't fucking fight for myself. Also, like, and I'm only half joking. Okay, what is this? I couldn't tech. It's entirely my fault. I just couldn't tech it. What the fuck was that? All right, get the fuck out of here. I love you, Welty. I don't think you're supposed to say that to viewers. That's probably unhealthy. You're a good guy, Welty. I think highly of you. Goodbye. Get the fuck out of me. I fucking completely fucked that up. Holy shit. The thing is also is that you say that, what you said, Divine, you say that shit, but it's like, there's no such thing. There's unironically no such thing when it comes to this topic. There's just not. I've officially opened myself up to something that I'm afraid of.
Pretty successful philosopher there's ever been.
But I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna be brave, and I'm just gonna fucking deal with it. Hey, Cyphinx, how you doing, buddy?
You know, I mean, if they get famous and everything.
We've actually been through a lot in this stream. I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of good stuff in this stream, and I'll be cutting at least some of it up. If someone gay, they're gay. There's no reason to make fun of or feel bad. Yeah, but it's a masculinity thing. That's why. That's why they do it. But God, I lost my fucking train of thought. Oh yeah, unironically. Never mind. This guy can't fucking associate with men or women.
From their philosophy or from books they wrote, you know, they might kind of end up living a Chad lifestyle, but that's because they become a high value man through their intellect and their I mean, it's not through their intellect. They get the success and the status from the products of their intellect, and then it's that status that makes them a high-value male. But yeah, I don't know. And there's another
fucking like idiot.
There's another YouTube channel, and you may have seen this one, right? Because there was one viral video, and I will say her name. It's this girl named Myra West, and that's the name of her YouTube channel too. Well, it was a while ago now. It looks like it was 4 years ago now. She released a video called 21 Years Old.
Okay, hang on now. I forgot about this shit. Gorm, it's Gore, G-O-R. He gets real fucking hurt over that. This is bad. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this next section is like bad, and it's gonna make me mad, and I'm going to express that anger. So, you know, brace yourself for that.
And this video has at the time I'm looking at this, it has 6.7 million views. It was almost 7 million views. And the video is just this girl sitting there talking about her life and how she's all depressed and she can't make friends, and that's how it's been her whole life. She's just never
literally the same thing he's talking about.
You know, I watched this video and it's almost a little bit relatable, right? It's almost a little bit relatable. Of course, all the comments on the video is a bunch of dudes being like, "You can't make any friends. I would be your boyfriend any day of the week," and all this stuff. But you're so pretty. How can you not make friends? Of course, all the comments are like that. You know, if
I literally don't believe you. I literally don't believe you. What did he say the name was?
About her life and how she's all depressed. 7 million views. At the time I'm looking at this, at 1 years old, I have no friends. Looks like it was 4. It's this girl named Myra West, and that's the name.
Myra West. All right, hang on. No. Sorry, Keel. I'm leaving this match. All right, please. Get rid of that. He said Myra West. Just verify this. Oh, okay, so where is this dumb bitch?
Name of her YouTube channel too. Well, it was a while ago now. It looks like it was 4 years ago now. She released a video called 21 Years Old, I Have No Friends. And this video has at the time I'm looking at this, it has 6.7 million views. It was almost 7 million views. And the video is just this girl sitting there talking about her life and how she's all depressed and she can't make friends, and that's how it's been her whole life. She's just never been able to make friends. And here's the crazy thing about it, you know, I watched this video and it's almost a little bit relatable, right? It's almost a little bit relatable. Of course, all the comments on the video is a bunch of dudes being like, "You can't make any friends. I would be your boyfriend any day of the week," and all this stuff. But you're so pretty.
All right. All the comments are, "You can't make any friends. I'd be your boyfriend. You're so pretty." That's what he said, right? You're gonna go turn the fact that she has so many views. Yep. Nobody has reached out and I'm too scared. This core problem. I used to think this, okay, got it. YouTube algorithm being ugly, my experience. Now they gave me, I have no friends. You're kind of, that's funny. That is just the algorithm. You're kind of a badass for having the balls to be revealing true feelings. I'm a 45 years and I have no real friends. I do it purely by my own choice. Okay. Everyone was my friend, but no one's close to me. Okay. I have no friends. Got it. Heartbreaking to no end. Okay. I just ran across this video randomly in my feed and clicked on it. Okay. We friendless people should form a group and become friends with each other. First of all, unironically, I'm screenshotting that because that's literally like, I don't know, bro. Sometimes I just feel like I don't understand people, and I recognize that I actually have strengths that other people don't have, but this really befuddles me sometimes. Who here randomly? Who's here randomly but staying much older? Literally, I'm turning 20 this year, and I honestly haven't had friends in primary school. You're not alone. God is good. God is with you. It's kind of concerning that so many people can relate to this. First, being ugly, then 31-year-old virgin. Okay. I have been shown your video on YouTube in the right line. I watched it till the end. It touched me. I feel so sorry for you. Okay. Hang in there. You're beautiful and very smart. This is the first one. And it's a woman, by the way. So already wrong. Beautiful and very smart. First of all, this is so fucking tone deaf. I don't know why she commented this. Holy crap, shy and quietness being misinterpreted as being judgmental is so on point. Yep. If I gave my ex credit for anything, it's this. She did not deserve to be the way she treated, to be treated the way she was for the fact that she was a very quiet person. Hey girl, you seem really sweet. Stay strong. The truth is an adult. It's becoming increasingly difficult. This is just facts right here. Hi, just watching this home after 4 years. I'm 21 years old. Like this video, I completely relate to you. Okay, this world is full of lonely people. Yep. Being scared, being friends with everyone, a sign of having no real friends. That's a little myopic. One of the best YouTube blogs I've watched. Okay. I can definitely relate and also help you find friends. Okay. Having no friends. Are you seeing the problem? Does anybody see the fucking problem yet? Does anyone see the issue that I'm taking with what he said? Can anybody fucking see it? Let's go by newest. Anyone cares either except for me because I'm a damned empath, but who cares? Age 0 to 65, no friends either. How could a beautiful woman like you? Okay, here we go. Oh my god, you look like okay. 29 years old and I have no friends. Okay, God bless you. I feel the same in God. Let's have a pizza. Pizza, I'll be your friend. Pizza, it's been 4 years. You're not alone these days. Pizza, it's an understatement to say your parents did you just service. Pizza, I can relate. I'm in the same position as you. You're so attractive. Okay, we got another one, but you have to sort by new. You understand what I'm fucking saying? Is that he literally had to go out of his way to fucking sort by new. It's ridiculous. He had to like go out of his way to make this point. It's fucking absurd. Jesus Christ. By the way, we're getting to we're getting to 250,000 subs. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We'll make it. Glad no one here will take that out of context. It's a woman, so it's wrong. No, that's exactly what he's doing, Gore. Jesus fucking Christ.
How can you not make friends? Of course, all the comments are like that. You know, if I made these videos, if I was recording my face right now, do you think there would be any girls in the comment being like, actually, you're so handsome. How do you have...
First of all, as we've established, this is a false fucking premise. This is not a thing that happened. You have to sort by new to, like, get that. That's not how anybody reads YouTube comments. It's not real. It's not real. Yes, there are fucking people like you who are, like, have no understanding of social interaction who struggle with these things. Yes, I know that. But that's not what's at issue here.
Have any trouble? And no, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be like that. It would be a bunch of dudes, a bunch of you guys commenting, being like, "Yep, yeah, I can understand. You are bald. You are bald and ugly."
No. I have a fucking Discord server with 16 people in it. That's not a flex, obviously. There's not like a ton of us or whatever, but like nobody in my community would behave this way. None of them. Not one of them. Not one single person in my community would behave this way. This is not normal behavior. Your perception of normal behavior is colored by the fact that you literally are just like fucking autistic. Get help. Get help. Get help. Stop making videos. Stop posting on the internet. Go get help. Go get a therapist. Please. Please. Stop making this content. You want it to turn into something. You want this to be a successful YouTube channel. I know you know that. I know that's what you want. Not like this dog. Not like this dog. You can't grift like this dog. You can't teach this shit to young people, dog. This is not okay, G. You can't do this. All right, I'm sorry. I warned you, though. And we haven't even gotten to the dehumanizing part. We haven't even gotten to the part where we, like, fucking pretend that women aren't people who can, like, women can't be depressed, which are claims that he makes.
But yeah, but the thing about this Myra West chick, so I watched some of the other, you know, she has other videos on her channel that she made, like update videos, and there was an interview with her on another channel. But anyways, if you look more deeply into who this girl is, Myra West, you find out...
No, you can't. That's not how it works. This is definitionally, you don't get any fucking closer to fair use than this. Like, one of the major caveat is either educational purposes or criticism. This is not me stealing content. Because first of all, I don't fucking play that game. Sorry, you're not going to get that from me. We're talking about how to do watch parties in an ethical manner. And if we can make that work, we're going to make that work. But, like, we have to figure out how to do that. Because I can't just fucking stream. I can't just pirate TV for you guys. But, like, no. It's like... this is like the This is like the definition of fucking fair use is what I'm doing. Like, literally, I fucking dare. First of all, I dare his poor ass to fucking sue me. Yeah, like, again, I wouldn't make fun of someone for their paper. I'm not gonna do that because I guarantee you, our bank accounts look pretty fucking similar. I'm willing to bet that our bank accounts look pretty goddamn similar. But like, no. That's not a real issue. That's not how that works. I actually, honestly, you know how big a stink I would make out of that? You know how much more content I would get out of that than actually what we're doing here? Also, this isn't like something that's going to get cut up into a segment, which also means that I'm not creating a video market that could possibly be misinterpreted as infringing upon his market. So no, like he would actually have to be, it would be copyright abuse to even fucking suggest that I'm doing something to him. Ah! I'll eat my dick, yo.
Her viral video, 7 million views. At the time she recorded that video, she was in a long-term relationship. She had a boyfriend.
Oh my god! I'm gonna fucking have an aneurysm.
This video. It's a little bit misleading, right? To make a video 20
Okay, I'm gonna throw a fucking tantrum right now. Hey, guess who was in a long-term relationship up until very recently? Myself and my ex-girlfriend. 10 years. She didn't have a single goddamn friend the entire time. It's not because she was broken or because there was something wrong with her. Although, there were some things wrong with her. That's neither here nor there. It's because it's really hard. First of all, for like women who are introverted to any degree, it's incredibly difficult. I saw a comment on the video when I went and checked those comments just now about women being judged as being themselves judgy because they're quiet. Yeah, that's a thing. Like, it's so fucking destructive. But he wants to pretend that he really thinks that every woman weighs 90 pounds, except for the ones he matches with. Those are fucking ogres, apparently. Nice dehumanizing language again. It's just fucking disgusting, dog. It's like actually fucking gross that he would have the audacity to even say that. To even think to say that. And I understand that he's fucking autistic as shit. You have to take responsibility for the damage you do, and that does damage. That's actual fucking damage. All right, I'm making you guys a promise. The aggro level is coming down now. I'm calm. All right, but that shit makes me mad. And so let me just get ahead of it because it's going to make me mad, but I'm not going to, you know, I won't blow up on it. He's also going to suggest that depression does not affect women in the same way that it affects men. Okay, there are a lot of fucking psychologists who would beat him to death with psychology textbooks for saying something so stupid.
Old. I have no friends, but you have a live-in boyfriend. So, I mean, okay. You know, I guess the girl version...
Having a boyfriend or a girlfriend is not the same thing as having friends.
...of loneliness is just not being able to have friends.
It's like saying, bro, you have a brother. Bro, you have a dad. What do you mean you have no friends? Shut the fuck up, you are fucking aspie. Holy.
You have a partner? I mean, if I had a girlfriend, what do I need with friends? You know what I'm saying?
No, you're the only one who thinks that makes sense, dog.
Maybe the grass is greener, but man, it's different for Becky, you know?
No, it's not. You don't know what you're talking about.
They're locked up. Man, I keep thinking back to that.
He's a slave. He's a slave to his sense of masculinity and his misguided perception of women. But he keeps insisting that they're in the cave. It's fucking maddening. It actually is maddening. There's part of me that was like, could you make like some kind of debate format out of this? Could I contact this person? That would be such a fucking mistake because it would be me screaming at an autistic person. That's literally what would happen. Jesus Christ.
Story of the cave, because it's so true. Stacy is in the cave looking at shadows on the wall. She can't see the world for what it really is.
No, only you and your fucking giant fucking sub-5 valueless man brain can... You dumb bitch. In her mind, she is super lonely. Where else does loneliness exist, my friend? Where else does this concept fucking exist? What are you fucking on about? Did you think about that? Like, you know the fucking microphone's on, right? Like, you know we can hear you, right? You didn't edit that part out, dog. Could have been a podcast. The thing is I need it for something, and honestly, this is what I'm talking about like we need to expand our idea of what content is, and it's been a constant frustration of mine with this is not in any way a criticism. Well, no, it's not in any way a criticism. It's been a constant frustration of the way that Kevin and you and the other people in that Discord stream. We need to like expand our fucking ideas of what content means, because I don't see anybody doing that. I see a lot of fucking shorts, and okay, that's great. But, like, you need videos, and the videos can't be Let's Plays, because that doesn't work. We need to fucking expand our ideas here. So I would really love to do that. I would love to participate in that with you. First of all, I think we have a really good fucking connection of people here. I think we have some really good people here. I think we should be taking it more seriously, quite frankly. Frankly, I think you have really good camera presence, if that means anything. I don't know if anybody's told you that yet, but I think you have really good, we are expanding, kind of. Yeah, no, I absolutely am. I'm literally writing a mental health video on my fucking video game channel. Like, holy shit. Like, honestly, I want streaming to work out. Streaming is going to work out. Let's put it that way. 250K a year from now. Like, I'm not even fucking joking. I'm really not even fucking joking. I'm 10 feet tall and bulletproof. I can do it. I can fucking do it. Life doesn't have to be as hard as it's been for me. I've been dirt poor since the fucking day I was born. Been dirt fucking poor, and I'm so fucking beyond sick of it. But the truth is like, that's not the stuff that's actually important to me. What's important to me is not having to be constantly stressed about paying my rent, because guess what? I'm late on the rent, and I can't pay it next month either. I literally don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I have no fucking idea what the fuck is supposed to happen here. But, like, that's the thing that I want gone. Anything else is extra, and I'm very lucky to have. This is going to work out, because that's the decision that I've made. Because I'm not like this fucking asshole. I'm not going to fucking sit here and go, oh, well, I failed at this and I failed at that. I'm going to succeed because that's the decision I'm making. It's going to take fucking hell and high water to fucking stop me. Sorry. I'm getting a little intense today. I don't know, bro. You know, I'm just being me. I'm just doing my thing. We are expanding, and I want to continue doing that. I would like to do the podcast idea. I think that's a great idea, but I find it very hard to fucking coordinate with everybody. And then the watch party thing, I think, is actually just a great idea, because I think that turns into roundtable discussions in the aftermath, like after the watch party. So you're not just doing reaction content, you're creating content, and everybody's learning how to be a public voice, which is something that I'm learning in this moment. I'm probably being too aggro. I need to think about that more. You know, I need to think about how I present myself. I just don't have the experience enough to fucking know that yet. I also need to be more comfortable with just being who I am. I don't need to emulate anybody. I actually think I do very well when I just act like myself. The problem is I do have this fear that people aren't going to like it, which is why this kind of segment is spooky. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That was fucking gross! Sorry. Also, I take criticism on the fucking chin, so if y'all got anything to say, you just let me know. Also, actually, I guess this would be a good moment to do some fucking recognition, too. Gore has literally been here. Gore is the day one sub. Not the day one sub, but the day one viewer. I actually think Gore was my first viewer. I think that's a thing that's true. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's 100% like the reality. Keo has been like reliable in helping me with stream segments when I need help. I appreciate you dearly. Odin has been just like, was actually like instrumental. Even if he doesn't realize it, Odin was instrumental in like the recovery of my mental health after my breakup, because I was doing very badly, and he was very important to that process of getting over that hill. So I appreciate you deeply. Welty also is constantly here, is constantly making the effort to like make people laugh and engage. And Charles with his fucking constant posting of memes in my fucking link dump channel that's not meant for him. You know, like, it's funny. I'm still waiting for day one. Divine, the best piece of advice I ever fucking got was I fucking watched some advice thing, and somebody said you need to get really good at streaming to nobody. That's literally just true. You need to talk the whole entire time. Literally act like people are watching. It's so fucking important, because if somebody comes in, there's nobody in chat, and you're sitting there silently, then they just leave. Rebrand Dora viewer, maybe? What the fuck? I actually don't even know what you mean by that, Gore. I actually don't know what to do with that. I'm so fucking bad at fucking Falcon, and it's because I need to fucking do some research on Falcon.
Just some kind of mental block in her head that's like, hey, don't I have a boyfriend? Someone that cares about me very much? Just, she doesn't even think about that.
It doesn't even occur to him that he's the one who doesn't understand. It is billions of women who are confused. Billions of women who are in the cave, not him. Oh, shut the fuck up with the Warlock Punch. Who the fuck do you think you are? I feel like this was a bad idea on your part, but what do I know? You're a dummy. What the fuck are you doing out here, bro? Oh, that was bad. No shot? What the fuck was that? Goofy little pseudo infinite. Oh, I actually like that. Oh my god, your plan.
Because that doesn't matter. That's a given. That's a given in her life. The life of any woman. And I mean, look, this girl, I call her, I don't know, I call her low tier Becky or whatever, low tier Normie. I don't know these, I don't know all this terminology.
Yeah,
but,
it's fake terminology,
she's
dog.
right, you know, she's
Like,
not like
just
hot, but
speak
she's all right
normal.
looking, you know. I would go out with her maybe, but
Oh, shut the
yeah.
fuck up.
Man, it's different. It's different for these girls out here, man. It's like when they give you
Prove
this
it.
horrible normie advice, you know, you just can't take it seriously, but it's like, you can't get mad. You can't get mad. They really aren't, they're not lying to you.
No,
they're not trying to
in
tell you
fact,
something that's
they're
untrue.
correct.
They're telling you the truth for them. They're
No,
telling you what
just the
they've really seen in their
truth.
life.
God, you
They're telling you
fucking
their real life
blind
experience.
man.
Now, of course, their real life experience is shadows on the fucking wall of a cave.
Oh, the
Their
irony.
real life experience
Piss
does
off.
not pertain to reality at all.
Think about that sentence. Their real life experience doesn't pertain to reality. This fucking dude, the microphone is on. Think before you speak. You scripted this. I can tell you scripted it, dog. Like, what are you doing? Come on, you fucking dipshit. Fucking, it's just, I'm getting beyond fucking like sympathetic. I'm very rapidly becoming really angry. I thought I was gonna land up there. That was very dumb. Also, actually, doesn't matter. I'm like playing myself. This is ridiculous. I was fucking trashing you. And I fucking SD twice and it's like, oh, it's just over now.
It's their real life experience. That's what they're telling you. They're not lying. They're trying to help you. They're trying to be helpful. But they can't. They are mentally and physically incapable of actually philosophizing in a way that pertains to reality. Because they're staring at
mentally incapable of philosophizing in a way that pertains to reality. He doesn't think women are people. He does not believe that they're human beings. Like, it's actually hate. And it's so funny he said that shit about the revenge fantasy.
On the wall. It's frustrating, man.
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
fucking frustrating, dog.
We're given a higher burden from the start, right?
Shut
like,
the
we're
fuck
starting
up.
hard
Like,
mode.
what the
Unless
fuck?
you're born, you know, with the perfect jawline and hunter eyes and all that stuff. But,
And I'm going to
how
make
many
this
guys
point.
is
He said, unless you're born with the perfect jawline and, like, the whatever eyes, and, like, okay, dog, baby, darling, I'm gonna be fucking straight with you, G. I ain't no fucking Chad. I don't know what to tell you, dog. I don't fit the stereotype. I'm chubby. I'm a ginger, which is a fucking knock. I have a big-ass head, okay? And you know what? I have always done fine. I have always done well for myself. And men and women. Always done just fucking fine, because that's not what it's about. You fucking blinded yourself, you bullshitted yourself, and you fucking believed it.
really, you know, that's like the top 15%, if that. The rest of us, it's at least we're above ground, you know. We're not
Does it
in a
occur to
cave. We
you
can
that
see through
despite it
dimensions. We can
only
see
being the top
real life for
15%,
what it really
85% of men don't
But I
agree
don't
with
know if
you?
that's- I mean, is it a blessing or is it a curse? Because, you know, when I think about it mentally, it's like I wouldn't want to be less intelligent. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be less.
You're not
wise, but at the
intelligent,
same
dog.
time,
You're
I
Dunning-Kruger
would be happier,
personified.
probably. So, would I want the life of Stacy locked up in the cave, staring at shadows on the wall? Would I even want that life? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to think about it mentally to convince myself. That I
Yeah,
would want
big
that life.
wordy head hurdy,
But,
right?
Yeah, it's probably better. It's probably a better quality of life. oh well, you can never be a philosopher king, but you can be what is it?
He's
happy?
unironically
You can
arguing
be,
that women are not
lonely,
capable of
not
being like
cripplingly
top tier
depressed.
philosophists.
Yeah, maybe that's a better life. But
Like that's actually what
yeah,
he's
man,
arguing.
I don't know. It's different out here for Stacy. It really is.
You wouldn't know,
hard to
dog.
understand.
You have no fucking frame of reference. Women won't give you the time of day because you're fucking autistic. Yes. One more. One fucking more and then we're done. I don't know if you're a sub 5. Baby theory. This sounds fucking yikers. We're doing this one.
So I wanted to make this video today to talk about a very extremely underrated theory that I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. I don't see a lot of people talking about this online, but there's a very underrated way to determine whether or not you are sub 5 or if you're actually a good-looking guy. And
This
is something
man
that
is a
I'll call
disease.
baby theory. So what baby theory is basically if you are a really good-looking guy, I guess it works for women too, I'm not sure, but if you are really good-looking, you'll notice that babies stare at you. And if you're a sub 5,
Oh my god. Prove that out, dog. Prove that shit out, dog. Yeah. I have to write. I've done no writing because I've just been fucking talking and playing Melee. Prove that shit out. What fucking test could you possibly make to prove what you're saying is true? The human fucking mind, the human brain looks for patterns and faces. Those are the two things that they look for. It has nothing to do with attraction. Nothing at all. It's, and in fact, if it did, I wouldn't trust you to explain it to me. Like, honestly, you unironically think women aren't people. I'm not gonna sit here and let you explain babies to me. That thing that your fucking refusal to fucking... I hate you, Keel. You're such a little bitch. You fucking... You refuse to get help with, like, the most basic problems. They're not basic. I'm being too flippant now, but, like, come on, dog.
Like myself, for example, babies will pretty much never look at you. And now this theory may, you may get some false positives on the extremely low end, like if you're deformed looking or just like extremely ugly due to some...
He's
deformation or
literally just
something,
vibing.
in that
This is shit he's made up, and he's just vibing his way through this.
case, I would think maybe a baby might stare at you because you just look like something they've never seen before. But yeah, in general, if you're just kind of a regular sub 5 ugly guy, babies will not look at you. And if you're really good looking, babies will absolutely just stare at you.
What are
They
you
will ignore
talking
everything else.
about?
They'll ignore
Prove
playing
it.
toys, watching Coco Melon on their iPad or whatever. They'll ignore it all to stare at Chad. And it sounds
What
stupid.
are you?
I mean,
It
sounds
is
very
stupid.
but,
It's some of
yeah,
the
it's true.
dumbest shit I've
I remember
ever
when I
heard.
first heard about this theory. I remember one time I went to like a family gathering thing. Basically, one of my cousins had just had a baby a few months prior. I don't know, maybe like 6 months prior. And so a lot of the extended family, we were all visiting to meet this baby, basically. And so I was there for a while, and you know, whatever. I was aware of baby theory at this time, so I was kind of paying attention and noticing that yeah, the baby doesn't really look at me even if I like tried to get its attention.
It's a new
Talk to it, it doesn't really look at me,
baby.
like, attention.
It's
So
thinking
all of a
about
sudden, I had one cousin, he's
titties.
like 6'3", really tall, good-looking guy. I mean, he's pretty much a Chad. So yeah, so my Chad cousin, he arrives later, and he had also never met this baby before, as far as I know. And I mean, as soon as he walked in the door, it was like the baby's eyes were just glued to it. I mean, this baby was just staring at my Chad cousin. And it got to the point, I mean, this was going on so long, the baby just staring at this one guy. It got to the point, the baby's mother even said something like, she was like, wow, she usually doesn't stare at people like this. She usually doesn't look at people like this. And and it was at that moment I knew, like, okay, there's something to this baby theory.
No,
Like,
you're
baby theory
vibing. This
exists.
is not how
And,
anything
yeah,
is
so, I mean, this
done.
baby
You're an
was just
idiot.
staring
There are
at my
so many
cousin until he
textbooks
left.
you deserve to
But
be
yeah, I've
beaten
noticed
with.
it at other times,
Jesus.
even after that, you know, I kind of paid attention. You know, when I'm in public and I see a baby, is the baby looking at anybody, and who's he looking at? And yeah, a lot of times when I notice, you know, there's just a baby out with his family, baby's looking around, I'll kind of follow the baby's eyes and see, like, okay, yeah, that baby is just looking at that Chad over there. And never at me. Like, anytime it's not like I'm around babies that much, but anytime I've been in public and just kind of walked by a baby, like, they never look at me. And I think baby theory kind of extends a little bit even into, like, early childhood. For example, you know, toddlers, younger children. I mean, kids are known for their honesty. So I remember one time I was just
Do you
kind of
feel
going on a walk through
stupid?
the park, and there's like a playground there.
Do you
And then
have, like,
there's a
the
bunch of kids running
decency
around.
to
This
know
one
what
kid
feeling
kinda
stupid
runs
is?
up. He's like running, and he almost ran into me, right, because he wasn't looking. Well, he stopped before he ran into me. He looked up, and he just looked in my face. This kid, I don't know, he's like 5 to 7 years old, something like that. I'm not good at telling kids' ages. He just starts screaming, and he just points at me and goes, "He's ugly!" And then
I
starts
don't
laughing
believe
and
this.
runs
I
back
don't
to all
believe
his
this
friends,
story
and
at
all
all.
his friends
This is
start
not
looking
a
at me
true
too,
story.
and they're like, "Oh no, ugly man, ugly
No,
man."
this is a lie. This is what I'm talking
I
about
wish I was
about the
making this up.
grip
This
thing.
kid just-
You're lying. That is not a true fucking story. That is not real life. I really fucking hate it when people like describe reality in a way that's just like, no, that's not real life. People don't act that way. I'm not contesting that there exists a child who may do that, but it is astronomically unlikely that somebody with your fucking like predilections would have this happen to them. Just like no, I don't fucking believe you. I just don't believe you. Am I crazy? Am I off base for saying that?
Screaming like, he's ugly, ugly man. They're all just screaming, ugly man, and jumping up and down, just screaming and pointing at me, ugly man, and
What he was saying earlier, that if you guys could see me on my face cam, he'd be like, well, yeah, you're ugly and bald. No, people don't act like that. That's not real life, dog. Men are cowards and they're shitty, but not like that.
Really good looking, you'll have the opposite experience. You know, maybe a kid will point at you and say handsome man. I don't know. But
no, because that's not real life.
Theory is legit, and it's probably one of the easiest ways to tell if you're a good looking guy or not. So yeah, pay attention next time you're with your family meeting a new baby or something. See if they look at you. See how long they look at you. Might clue you in on.
Don't ask yourself if there are any other factors that might contribute to this behavior.
What else? Oh yeah.
Just assume that my weird phrenology, fucking like borderline race science horseshit is true. Get fucked.
And yeah, it's been pretty good, but yeah, notice after my last class. So after class, there's a time when you.
What did you just say?
Because I've mentioned this boxing class I've been going to. I've gone to a couple.
I thought he got a therapist. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that's what he was saying.
I noticed after my last class. So after class, there's a time when everybody's kind of gathering their stuff together, changing shoes, and getting ready to leave. I noticed this one guy that's in my class, and he seems like a pretty cool guy, but he's not shorter. He's a little bit shorter than me. He's maybe like 6 feet tall, but he's like myself. He's bald, and I think he's a lot younger than me. He's probably like 10 years younger than me. But the Norwood Reaper, when the Norwood Reaper strikes, the Norwood Reaper strikes. And I mean, I started getting bald around like 19 or 20. So this guy, I don't know, he's probably mid-20s. And this guy, to describe him, he's probably about 6 feet tall, and he's bald. And his head doesn't look good. Like he's not jacked or anything. He's just kind of a regular weight, 6 feet tall, bald guy, right? He's not ugly or anything. He's probably better looking than I am. But anyways, so after class, this guy approaches this one girl in the class, and he goes up to her and he just says something like, "Man, that was a tough one." Talking about the class, like, "Man, that was a hard class." She looked pretty uninterested from the start. She's just like, "Yeah, And he keeps talking to her, asking her some questions, trying to make conversation. She's being nice, but she keeps, she's not making much eye contact with him. She's giving quick, short responses, and you can just tell she's not interested. And you can also
Score. Not that he's literally engaging in race science, literally, but this kind of like is phrenological. I'm gonna teach myself something right now. Phrenology, that's the word for it. But is it like phrenological? Using phrenology, which is like features of like bone structure and hair growth and like quantities of cartilage and things like that, as the basis for like identifying the qualities of a human being. It's what he's doing. He is engaged in this behavior, and it's very, very a very short road between that and race science. That was my point. I don't know how to spell phrenology. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll Google it right now. There's no R, so I'm an idiot. Phrenology is the study of timing. That is nope. That is not what I was looking for. The detailed study of the shape and size of the cranium as supposed indication of character and mental abilities. The point still stands. I was a little bit off. It's okay for me to get things wrong and admit that I got something wrong.
to tell that the guy is interested in her. Like he's probably trying to build up to asking her out or something. I don't know, but he never got to that because, oh my God, this is so brutal. I'm just glad it didn't happen to me. So this guy, he was in the middle of a sentence. He's like in the middle of asking her a question, and then all of a sudden the door opens, and this tall, probably like 6'4" total Chad.
I don't believe this story either. This story is also a lie.
Starts walking in the door. This girl, I swear to God, no lie, the guy that was talking to her is in the middle of a sentence. This girl immediately turns toward the door, and she just yells out the guy's name and just runs toward him and jumps on him and gives him a hug. Right? So the one guy, the bald guy, he's in the middle of his sentence talking to this girl. She immediately turns toward the door when it opens. She's just like, "Oh my God, Chad," and runs and jumps and gives him a hug. "Oh my God, Chad," while this other guy didn't even get to finish his sentence. Man, I saw that. I gotta admit, when I saw that, I did think to myself, I'm just glad it wasn't me, because that is the type of thing that would happen to me if I tried hitting on a girl after class. Probably,
you wouldn't know. You don't hit on people.
So,
like, what are you talking about?
Be doing that. And the other thing too, after that happened, right? The girl, you know, she just totally cut off this guy's conversation in the middle of it. Well, he just looked he just looked kind of dumbfounded for a second. Looks over at what's happening. You know, the girl hugging Chad over there by the door, and he just, you know, just kind of puts his head.
First of all, I want to say again too, you can't trust this guy with any kind of social situation because he's not capable of understanding them. And I'm not joking; it is literally beyond his comprehension. So when he says, "Oh, he's trying to ask her out," or "He's working up the courage," he's making that up. That is not something you can trust as being true in this story at all. So maybe the story happened exactly the way he's describing it, minus, like, no. If the guy did not tell him, yeah, I'm going to ask that girl out today, then he has no way of knowing because he's, like, incapable of reading social cues in that way. He's not capable of it. He's literally not capable of it. So, like, he's just wrong. He's, like, no matter how you spin it, this story is at best inaccurate and at worst a lie. This is not a real story.
Down and just gathers his stuff up, picks up his bag, and he starts walking out. Well, as he's walking past Chad and this girl, he tries to say bye to the girl, and I don't know if, I guess she didn't hear him, or either maybe she did hear him and she just chose to ignore him, but it was so brutal because this guy, he walks by her on his way out the door, he says, bye, have a good day. He said, bye, have a good day.
Also,
and
isn't it funny how everyone is fucking 6'4" in all of his fucking stories, like, all the fucking time, despite that being a relatively uncommon fucking, like, height? Like, I'm fucking tall as shit. And it's very unusual for people to be taller than me. Like, it's very uncommon for that to happen, but it does. What the fuck?
On. She just didn't respond. She's just sitting there looking up at Chad, talking to Chad. She just doesn't even respond to this guy after he said bye to her.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just saw him walk out, walk through the door, head hung low. Gosh, it's so brutal. It's so brutal.
Yeah, and your fucking headcanon, you fucking idiot.
Being
Making up a fucking story
really,
about how it's because
really
he's
tough,
bald.
y'all.
Like, first of all,
really
within the
sucks.
logic of this story, as if that guy wouldn't have entered the room if
glad
he
it wasn't
weren't
me this
bald.
time.
Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
does he
that's about
even
it for
think
today.
he's
Just wanted to
saying?
Talk a little bit about baby theory and tell that little story from boxing class.
You're not 6'5". I
still
don't
going
fucking
boxing
believe
class.
for a
I
single
don't
second
have
you're
plans
6'5".
on stopping yet,
You're a dirty
just
fucking liar.
starting to feel like maybe I'm getting in a little better shape, even though I'm like sore as heck. But yeah, so far I've been going to boxing every day pretty much, so probably gonna try and keep that up. But yeah, that's about it.
There's very little I can do. I made it back. Why did you fucking do that, you dumb little bitch? I'm right here. Well, this whole thing's been pretty depressing. I'm kind of angry. I have a lot to say. We're gonna get to that. I'm excited to get to that. I really fucking hate fighting Jigglypuff. I have to fucking play keep away with her. I'm gonna say probably 20 to 25 minutes. There's a certain intensity to fighting Jigglypuff, but it is like pretty borderline boring, like to watch, I think. But like actually playing, like, here, get didn't work. There it is. Finally, Jesus. All right, love you guys. Sorry, kind of a weirdo end, but I really appreciate you guys. Things are gonna be fucking awesome. I hope everybody's doing good. Big old fucking hearts. See you guys soon.